Well, it's all right. Riding around in the breeze.
Ah, yes. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Am I on?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
I don't hear myself anymore.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there I am.
There you are. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I turned my headsets all the way down. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin in here. You can follow me at Tony Bruno Show on X, at Miss Robin Austin on X. Even if you're not on X. Well, you have to be on X to follow us. And if you're on X while you're on X, then it's sometimes an even more pleasurable experience during this holiday season. Day 2 of Kwanzaa, we'll try to figure out what exactly happens on day 2. Do you know, Dan, what happens on Kwanzaa now? Are there different days? Because, like, Hanukkah, there's 8 days, right? And they light a candle. I guess they light candles in Kwanzaa, too. And I'm not trying to be a smartass here. I've heard of Kwanzaa for the longest time. But I know, like, Mayor Sherelle Parker yesterday went out and they lit up the Boathouse Row. It was lit on Boathouse Row.
They have candles that they light very similar to Hanukkah candles, although there are 7 instead of the 8. And then, so each of the 7 days of Kwanzaa is dedicated to one of 7 principles. And they are the following.
Wait, should we break down the principles right now?
I'm breaking, and hopefully I pronounce them correctly because...
Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to stop what you're doing right now and write this down. Because I know what Kwanzaa is,
right?
Because it's been around since
1966.
But it seems to be getting more popular every year,
right?
In the African American community, certainly.
Now,
and anybody can celebrate, I believe,
yes,
right?
Yes, no, it's supposed to be for everybody.
Before we get 8 gifts, 7 gifts now instead of 8.
Before we go on, I just want to mention youtube.com/@1210WPHT. If you happen to be knocked off, we did reset the stream, so please get back on there. youtube.com/@1210WPHT. Sorry about that, guys.
Just don't cross the streams, and then we'll really be in trouble.
All right. So, Umoja, which is unity, is to strive for and
how do you spell that? Let me write them down now.
Oh, don't bother trying to write them down, Tony, because you're never going to get it.
Okay.
Umoja. Umoja stands
Isn't
for
there a
unity,
house of Umoja here in Philly?
To strive for and to maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and race.
Well, there's always unity in the community. I've been saying that for decades.
Absolutely.
Was that day 1? That was yesterday, though, right?
This one's the most difficult one for me to pronounce.
Is that day 2 now, day 1?
Day 2 is Kujichagulia.
What?
Kujichagulia.
I had some of that.
It's Kamala's favorite day.
I had some of that the other night down in the Chinatown area.
To define and name ourselves as well as to create and speak for ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Ujima is to build and maintain our community together and make our brothers and sisters' problems our problems and to solve them together.
Is that part of a Venn diagram?
I love Venn diagrams.
I do too. Is that in a Venn diagram?
No. Ujamaa.
I do have Kamala pronouncing the last one that you couldn't pronounce.
Oh, how did she say it?
That's her favorite day.
Kujichagulia.
What?
Kujichagulia. Okay.
Let me hear that one more time, please.
Let me roll it back here and...
Tell you, it was always the one about self-determination. Kujichagulia.
Kujichagulia. Didn't she used to do traffic on KYW?
One of my favorite soups. To build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses and to profit from them together.
Mm-hmm.
Nia is purpose to make our collective
Nia? That's
Nia with an N.
N-I-A?
N-I-A.
You sure it's not Naya?
No.
That's the
I don't
easiest
know.
one. Nia. Is that day 4? Which day is that?
That's day 5.
5, okay.
To make our
Well, I actually found songs. This is from a website, a university. It says, if you want to celebrate a song for reflection for Nia, it's Higher Ground by Stevie Wonder. Just putting that out.
Oh, really? I love Higher Ground by
Well,
Stevie.
it says here to make our collective vocation the building and developing of our community in order to restore our people to their traditional greatness.
Mm-hmm.
Kuumba.
The Umba. Isn't that the Lion King movie that's out now?
I think so. That's creativity to do always as much as we can in the way we can in order to leave our community more beautiful and beneficial than we inherited it.
Mm-hmm.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Imani is faith, to believe with all our hearts in our people, our parents, our teachers, our leaders, and the righteousness and victory of our struggle.
Mm-hmm.
So this was developed in 1966 by a black activist Maulana Karenga, and it was the aftermath of the Watts riots. He felt that African Americans needed something more, and originally he said that this was to take the place of other
Christmas.
holidays, but he has changed his mind since then. He now says that he feels that this is not to be an alternative to other religions or religious holidays. So this is on top of.
So this is on top of. So we got 8 days of. The good thing about Christmas, it's one and done.
Right.
Even though it takes months of people to get stuff together and put the
I
decorations.
think Christians actually kind of got gypped because you only get the one and done.
It's like the NBA. The NBA's pissed off that, the NFL interfered with the NBA on Christmas tradition, and they're not happy about it. And now you got, is this going to be like Kwanzaa versus Hanukkah? 8 days versus 7 days?
Well, no, because Kwanzaa starts the same time every year, I believe, whereas Hanukkah is different.
Kwanzaa starts on the 26th.
Right, is the 26th of every year.
And
whereas
Hanukkah floats. It's not the same every year,
Correct.
right?
Correct.
Why don't we take a listen of the message from Kamala Harris?
Let's go to Kamala Harris
You know,
to
my
see.
sister and I, we grew up celebrating.
All right, did you want to intro that, Tony?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you really want to get deeper into Kwanzaa, let's go to a woman who remembers Kwanzaa when she was born in Canada.
No, she wasn't born in
Born
Canada.
in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
And then moved to Canada as
Well,
a
let's hear what she says.
And then she also took an
I love electric
She took an electric school bus up to Canada and then started celebrating Kwanzaa at age 2.
Yeah, well, let's go to hear her, but I want to afterwards. I'm going to tell you how the math doesn't math.
Okay, I just want to hear
Okay.
her explain it, Robin, please.
You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family and our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations, and we tell stories. The kids would sit on the carpet, and the elders would sit in chairs, and we would light the candles, and of course, afterwards, have a beautiful meal. And of course, there was always the discussion of the 7 principles. And my favorite, I have to tell you, was always the one about self-determination, Kujichagulia.
Tony, what was that one again?
Kujichagulia?
Look, he's getting it, Robin.
Yeah.
And, essentially it's about be and do. Be the person you want to be and do the things you want to do and do the things that need to be done. It's about not letting anyone write our future for us, but instead going out and writing it for ourselves. And that principle motivates me today as we seek to confront the challenges facing our country and to build a brighter future for all Americans. So to everyone who is celebrating, happy Kwanzaa from our family to yours.
Does her husband, Dougie Fresh, know what Kwanzaa is? Do they celebrate?
Well, I'm sure they celebrate now, but let me tell you,
The principles
likelihood.
you got the principles of lust. Remember that?
Can I just
Explain now, Robin.
explain how I call BS on that entire narrative?
Wait a minute. How dare you, Robin?
I'm calling BS.
How dare you?
So, Kwanzaa was first thought up in 1966
Right.
by the black activist. He was born Ronald McKinley Everest, but he is then changed his name to Maulana Nbitsitha Karenga.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Okay.
1966, he thinks up of Kwanzaa and starts to develop it a little bit more. Kamala was born in 1964, so she was 2 at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
In 1970, Ron Karenga was sent to jail. And he spent 5 years in jail to 1975, during which time he was not really actively promoting Kwanzaa.
So Kwanzaa was an off and on thing. It
Right,
wasn't like locked in stone.
No, it
they
wasn't.
They didn't put it in
Nope.
stones and take it up to the mount.
It wasn't a really big thing until after.
He didn't say so. Let it be written. So let it be done.
No, until after he got out of jail in 1975 is when he was really starting to market it, so to speak.
Even Nick Kayal has a question.
How is that possible?
How is that possible, by
Now,
the way?
Kamala and her sister and mom moved to Canada in 1976. So unless for the very last year that she was in the United States before moving to Canada, she knew this Ron Karenga and was actively involved with his proselytizing of Kwanzaa. Everything that she said about growing up with Kwanzaa, I call BS.
Wow.
Her math ain't mathin'.
Not a joke, Robin.
Holy crap!
I don't know who to believe, Robin, but it's funny. The things that she was talking about sounded like a lot of her campaign speeches. But my favorite, she's talking about the principles of, what is it called again? The principles of something?
My favorite, I have to tell you, was always the one about self-determination, Kujichagulia.
That one, that's my favorite, too. I like the way it sounds. It flows off the tongue. It's got a good beat. You can dance to it. I give it a 65.
Kujichagulia.
I have to tell you, was always the one about self-determination, Kujichagulia.
Yeah. I like the Principles of Lust by Enigma, too, if you're an old school. Remember that song? Remember Enigma back in the day?
Yes.
Principles of Lust.
I like Enigma.
Can you give me a little Enigma, Principles of Lust? Good stuff, man.
Pulling it up now, one sec. Sorry, I had Kuja Chagalia, a song by some kids.
Oh, you got the Kuga Chagalia song?
Yeah, there's apparently a song about it.
Not Kaja Gugu. That's different.
It's not good. Not good. Okay, here you go.
All right.
No.
Yeah. How about The Power of Indifference by Marcus Aurelius?
The Kwanzaa idealism and the things that they're teaching I like. I wish that more kids would be learning how to respect their elders and have gratitude towards their ancestors, because that certainly is something that...
And that has nothing to do with your race, religion, color, or creed. Everybody should believe in those principles. But this is the principle that I think everybody can agree on. The Principles of Lust.
Kujichagulia.
Not that one. That's different. And if you're not an Enigma fan, are you an Enigma fan?
I like Enigma, yes.
I don't know anything about Enigma.
Come on, man. This is like ASMR stuff. This is like chill. See, this is what you do. You put this on, sit back, have a glass of wine, chill, baby. Yeah. Dis-moi. Dis-moi.
Oui. Dis-moi.
It's like a perfume commercial.
This is really, you want to talk about just relaxing.
Talk to me.
Put this on in the background. I'm saying throw a log on the fireplace. Make sure you put money in the meter. Well, the meters aren't there anymore. Make sure you go in your app to make sure you're not going to get a ticket or your car towed by PPA on this holiday season.
This song is just so weird, though. Like, it's very, very relaxing and calm, but it's talking about the Marquis de Sade, which is all about...
No, that's a different song.
Oh.
The Principles of Lust is a different song than Sadness. Sadness is the other song, Robin.
Oh, you're Enigma.
That's bad Enigma knowledge by you.
That was bad Enigma knowledge.
I'm an Enya person, too. You like Enya?
I like Enya.
Sail Away, Sail Away. I mean, I have very, very... eclectic musical taste, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not just some one-trick pony.
Musk, lavender.
Yes.
The Tony Bruno perfume.
Yeah.
Hey, we don't want to put people back to sleep.
Yeah,
We need to be waking people up on this Friday morning.
they did.
Yeah, they did. Yes, they did, Kamala.
We need to have something a little bit more upbeat. This is going to put us all to sleep in the studio.
Yeah, we're not going to play any more down-tempo
Yeah, you want some
numbers.
upbeat Enya?
We need to. Does that exist?
You guys are talking about the most upbeat music. I don't know if I have much to choose from.
We've been playing a better variety of all the genres this morning.
Oh, man.
We got to take a break. We'll come back. The putt sheet is coming up. Sail away, sail away,
sail away. This is better.
Self-determination.
What the hell is going on in this world?
I don't know what's going on. Hello.
Where are you? Hello.
You know, Enya does not perform in concert. Do you know that?
She only does...
Yeah, she will not do concerts because she doesn't think she can duplicate the sound.
I respect that.
Well, she's not talented then.
No,
she's
she is.
talented, but the sound is required to do this live.
Yeah, but there are musicians that can duplicate the sound now with
Hey, don't
loop
call
boxes.
that, you know. Hey, listen, I'm just telling you what she says.
This isn't called Sail Away, by the way. You know the name of the song? Let's test your Enya knowledge.
I forget. What's it called?
Orinoco Flow.
Orinoco Flow?
Yeah.
I
Is
did
that better
not
than the
know
Coochie
that.
Mom, Haji Kugu, Kaji Hugu? Remember that other group? What was that called?
Chagalia.
No, that's a different one.
Coochie
Kaja Gugu, remember that?
Yeah, Kajakuku.
What did Kaja Gugu do? Remember that classic?
Kuji Chagalia.
No. Didn't she used to work at Channel 10?
Kajakugu. There was a song.
Yeah,
or was it the
Kaja
group?
Gugu did
Kuji
Too
Chagalia.
Shy. That's what it was. You're too shy.
Yeah, too shy
Remember
to
Kaja
shy.
Gugu?
Hush, hush, eye to eye.
Yeah.
That
Kajagoogoo.
one.
Kaja
Kajagoogoo.
Gugu. I think they only had one hit.
That's it.
This is it. Yeah. Too shy. Nobody does talk radio with the best hits. in 12 talk radio.
My clubbing days.
Yeah, baby. Let's crank that baby up. Come on.
How dare they?
Yeah.
An intro from Kamala, huh?
Kuji Chagalia.
You're too shy.
Not a joke.
No, it's not a joke.
Hush, eye to eye.
Let me just hear a little bit of the vocal here.
See,
Come
now
on.
everybody's going, now we're jamming. JK13, thank you very much. And then Moxie Floxen says, I strongly dislike this song.
This song?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Well, I'm thinking of like weird names of groups,
Yes.
like Kaja Gugu, right?
Yeah.
Kuji Chagalia.
That's going to be on heavy rotation.
Didn't she leave one TV station and go to another one?
Kuji Chagalia.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to be right back on 1210 WPHT.
It's Talk Radio 1210 WPHT, Robin. Don't you know how to go to break?
Excuse moi.
We're coming right back with the cut sheet.
Hush, hush, eye to eye. Too shy, shy. Hush, hush, eye to eye. Too shy, shy. Hush, hush, eye to eye. Too shy, shy. Hush, hush.
Attention Medicaid patients.
If you're on Medicaid, how would you like if your caretaker was your daughter, your son, your grandchild, or your close friend? If you're on Medicaid, Freedom Care allows you to choose who provides your care, and that caregiver will get paid instantly after their shift. Yes, your caregiver will get paid instantly, and it's 100% free to you if you are on Medicaid. Call 267-692-3782 and ask Freedom Care how to get started with care today. No more worrying about getting care from an aide at an agency. Freedom Care helps you choose who you want to take care of you, and that person gets paid. Call Freedom Care at 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782 to get started today. You get a caregiver you know and trust, and they get paid instantly after their shift, and it's free to you. Start now by calling 267-692-3782, 267-692-3782, or go to freedomcare.com.
Freedom Care, we're here for you.
It's Joe Conklin with the City Rhythm Orchestra at Westchester University and Pittman, New Jersey in February.
It was fabulous. It was the most joyful night I have experienced in a long time.
The Frank Sinatra guy, I really liked him.
His imitation of the Bee Gees.
That's Conklin with City Rhythm and the story of Philly sports through music. Westchester University on February 21st and the Broadway Theater in Pittman, New Jersey on February 22nd. Tickets to a Conklin show make great holiday gifts. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. joeconklin.com!
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business, with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
Do you know your numbers? What numbers? Your heart health numbers, your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar, and your body mass index. They're important, so ask your doctor. Learn your numbers, and if something doesn't seem right with them, see a Deborah specialist at one of our offices throughout South Jersey. After all, when it's your heart, you don't take chances. Find a specialist near you at demanddeborah.org.
This is a test of the emergency alert system.
Listen New Year's Eve as Penn State battles Boise State. Coverage starts at 7 p.m. on the home of Penn State football. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
This has been a test of the emergency alert system.
I'm Jalen Hurst here for Window Nation. If you're a fan of saving money, listen up.
Right now, save 50% on all window styles, plus a bonus 10% off and 0 interest for 6 years. Hurry, sale ends December 31st. Call Window Nation today to schedule your fast, free in-home estimate or visit windownation.com.
Don't pay more than you have to for new windows. Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com.
This is a test of the emergency alert system. This has been a test of the emergency alert system.
Follow Talk Radio 1210 on Instagram and Facebook at 1210 WPHT.
It's a good thing I studied for that test of the emergency system last night. That pregnant pause, though, was kind of, when you don't hear it. They used to put the beeps in there. They don't put the beeps in anymore on those EBS tests?
Doesn't send it to your ears, but it's sending it out to the audience.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
By the way,
just
Eric
a
the
long
Red
pause.
checking in on the X stream to 1210 WPHT, Tony Bruno Show, Miss Robin Austin, and producer Dan. Okay, enough of the Enigma. I'm driving to check on my paving crew, and this music is turning me on. Now what the hell am I supposed to do?
That's one way to show up for work.
Puji Chakalia.
We mix it up, and then we got we did an up-tempo number, and then, we got it. Now, here you go.
There you go.
This is the Marquis de Sade song. Dis-moi. Dis-moi. Sade. See, I love Gregorian chants, don't you?
I do. It's just, this song is such an enigma.
It really is.
It really is when you think about it, because the Marquis de Sade is all about sadism and all that. And then it has monks chanting, and it has a very sexy voice saying, talk to me, talk to me. And then it's all sexy and calm and
Sade.
And then you're talking about Marquis de Sade. It's very confusing.
But no, this is one of the greatest songs.
Oh, no, it's fantastic.
Ever recorded.
Can you sing along with Enigma?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Singing is not really what you should be doing to this song, though.
The chick, the French chick in this song is just.
Yes. I mean, this is good. This is good making love music.
Panty dropping music?
No. I did not. Making love. Making love music.
You guys aren't Marvin Gaye listeners? You're Enigma? Okay. I don't know if I agree with that.
And this song is called Sadness, but it's Sadness, actually.
Yeah, Sod.
Not sadness.
No.
I'll take some R. Kelly over Enigma.
Oh.
Gosh, you know what? Never mind.
What?
On that.
Yeah.
R&B. How about just R&B? The genre
Listen,
of R&B.
I told you.
Not R. Kelly,
we play the hits of all different genre. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, we got the cut sheet coming up. I mentioned football this weekend. There's going to be 3 games. Actually, so Saturday, there's 3 NFL games. Sunday, there's 6 1 o'clock games, including the Eagles-Cowboys here at the Lincoln Financial Field. There's a 4 o'clock game, there's a 4:25 game, and then Sunday night. But most of these games don't really mean much. I mean, Packers and Vikings, Sunday afternoon, that 4:30 game. Green Bay at Minnesota. Sunday night is obviously a big game because the Falcons and Commanders are playing. Both of those teams, Washington pretty much in the playoffs, but the Falcons are still alive mathematically. And a lot of these games are garbage, let's be honest. I mean, the Colts and Giants, Colts are hanging in. The Raiders and the Saints are both done.
There's something to this talking football over Enigma. Tony.
Yeah, I like it. This is good.
Something here.
You don't hear a Sports Center doing this with highlights. Wait, here comes. Listen, she's gonna breathe. Anytime a chick stops in a song to catch her breath, you know I'm doing something right.
She really likes those football scores you were giving there, Toad.
As the great Meg Ryan once said, I'll have what she's having. Or no, it wasn't her that said it. It was the other woman. I'll have what she's having.
Dis-moi. Dis-moi. That means tell me, Robin, if you're scoring at home. And if you are.
Or otherwise known as talk to me, baby. Talk to me.
All right. Cut sheet's coming up, right? I mean, it's coming up like maybe right now. Is that possible?
Yeah.
And you know what it's brought by?
What?
It is brought to you by Cherry Hill Volvo.
What is
Are you
on
reading
said cut sheet?
Are you going to... Oh,
What's on the cut sheet?
What's on the cut sheet is brought to you by Cherry Hill Volvo. Right now, lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. See store for details. Relationships really do matter at Cherry Hill Volvo.
Yes, they do. Relationships matter everywhere.
Yeah, so let's first head out to the Pacific Northwest where things are still continually weird. This is Portland.
Portland, Oregon? Yeah, that's a pretty... Portland's been weird for a long, long time. It's not just new weird.
Yeah, but it's kind of scary. This is very, very weird to the point that I'm nervous for these people's mental health. 11A, Phil, I'm hoping we can play cuts with the situation we're having with the computer. 11A, can you cue that up, Phil, and hit that by chance?
I'm Amanda, and come with me as 80 of my COVID-cautious friends go bowling in Portland, Oregon. We were super thrilled to have Kingpins open before hours for us and agree to mask. We had about 80 people, including kids of all ages and adults, come out and join us this morning from 9 to 10:30. Check out those Aeronet numbers. That's because we had purifiers up the ass. We also had this adult-only section that was really great. Here are a bunch of adults who are in a separate area away from the kids. And but we had tons of kids, and they were all having a great time. There were ball ramps. It was completely accessible.
Wow.
We were able to accommodate people who needed extra space or specific conditions. We were really well spread out here, and like these lanes have like bumpers that come up for individual bowlers. It's a completely new world. And this really charming bowler was explaining that you can't hear her because of the mask and the noise.
Like totally, yeah.
She hasn't been bowling.
She can't really speak normally because she has a mask on.
So they rent a bowling alley.
They rent a bowling alley, and I got to be clear. This is this week that this video is posted. These people.
This is not 3 years ago.
No, this is now. People out in Portland, Oregon, there's still a subset of society that truly believes COVID is such an issue that they are still, keeping themselves in their houses, wearing masks, not going to public events, and holding specific events where they're masking up, bringing out air purifiers. What the heck is going on?
I feel so sorry for those kids. Those kids are going to grow up.
Everybody's masked up in the bowling alley. They brought in air purification systems.
Yes.
I mean, again, you can do whatever you want, but when you're still doing this stuff, and I know there's still the flu out there, it's still COVID, and the worst part of this whole COVID scam, and again, was there really COVID? Yes. I got COVID multiple times, even though I got 2 shots,
Which
and then
was
I had bad
like
side.
getting a bad
But now
cold.
Joe Biden, on his way out, has now given the pharmaceutical companies through 2029 the ability to not face any legal repercussions over COVID vax problems.
And the only reason that they would need to do that is if we already know that they had problems.
Exactly.
That there were issues with the COVID vax, that they lied to us, and that if those provisions weren't in place, that we would be able to sue people. Like you had a heart attack because of the COVID shot.
The government's getting sued for everything, but people who suffered from vax illnesses and vax deaths still have no recourse to going after these pharmaceutical companies. And Joe Biden just gave them another How many more years? 5 more years?
Yes.
And to underline Robin's point, just the damage that this has done on children, just the amount of time they were out of school,
Exactly.
but to do this to your kids.
And not only that, they have shown that wearing masks, the way that most people do now, in hospitals, they change the masks often, and it's a little bit different. But wearing the same mask over and over and over again, day in, day out, because most people are not putting on new masks all the time, actually causes more damage. They've shown that it has respiratory problems if you do it that way, that there's bacteria that build up. So these kids are being subjected to horrific conditions because their parents
are nutcases.
Yeah.
And again, there's nothing wrong with taking care of your kids, but masking them up.
So I did a little digging. That clip alone went viral, but the woman, the organizer, actually has a very popular TikTok in this community where she gives advice to other, what she calls COVIDers, those that still believe in the power of COVID, essentially.
Do we have another clip of her?
I think we should start calling them COVIDians.
We do.
COVIDians,
We have
yes.
another clip of her. We're going to have to cue this up, Phil, together because it's censored on my end. But Phil, 3, 2, 1, hit that.
Hi, I'm Amanda, and this is a not gentle reminder that if your friends and family cannot or will not mask or test for you so that you can have a holiday, not because of the science or what the CDC says, because you're a member of their family or their friend and you are expressing to them a need and they are unwilling to meet that need, then you can and should go make new friends and family. You can. I did it. You can do it. Here's how you can do it. There are still coveting groups in almost every city. Go on Facebook. I know Facebook is, but that's where these groups live. Go on there, look for a still coveting in your city, and if you can't find one, then it's you. You're the group. Start one. Start a group on Facebook in your city. That's what I did, and now there's 600 people in it. And now I have people coming over for dinner from that group. There are also groups on Reddit. There's also a community on whatever the fuck Twitter is now, even though, nobody should go on Twitter. There are people on here. I'm amazed that no matter how much I promote events here in Portland, that I post on here on TikTok, and people are like, there are things in Portland? Yes. So,
wow.
If there's
All right, cut her off. That's enough. That is enough. Anybody who lives in Portland and knows that woman.
Yeah. I almost think it's an excuse at this point to stay lazy.
Imagine being that insane.
I think that these are the same type of people who become hermits, closed in. You know, they have other issues in their mind that the COVID is allowing them to hide behind, if that makes sense. These are the kind of people that are agoraphobic or something like that. Now that they have this excuse that they can put masks on and they can stay behind this sort of bubble.
It's like Joan Cusack's character in Shameless. I saw that. Yeah.
So I mean, I think that there's other underlying issues, and people that believe still in the COVID masking and all the protocols, it really feeds into their fears, and they now have an excuse for it.
Even fellow nutcase school teachers union wacko, what's her name? Weingarten. What's her first name?
Randy
Weingarten doesn't dig this chick in Portland.
It really pisses me off.
It really does too.
Wow.
I mean, we know somebody who has been masking up because they claim that they are allergic to all sorts of things. And that's been going, and clearly she has some mental issues. So I think that we have a mental health issue in our country, period. A lot of them.
I think we do. And I think another part of that mental health issue is the idea that you as a person can walk into a store and walk out with materials and get away with it as in a crime. And I think much like this COVID lady, there's going to be a dose of reality that comes for not only her, but shoplifters like we're seeing currently in California. A video that went viral. I don't know if you guys saw this.
I did, and it's awesome.
Yeah, so there was this new law that was passed there in California that it makes it a felony to shoplift after long allowing this kind of stuff to persist. And these two girls, after going, you know what, there's a whole video here of their situation. Let's cue that up, Phil. It's one of those that we have to cue up together again. 3. It's going to be 7A. 3, 2, 1.
You keep saying you've got something for me.
So right now on youtube.com/@1210WPHT, we see 2 girls walking around stores just racking up a bill of what they stole.
Right. And they go to like 3 or 4 different stores, right? And you see all of, and then there's a tally of how much they stole from each store.
Mm-hmm. So it goes on, and then I'm going to fast forward here. We just need the audio more so than the video itself. But the 2 girls are then in the back of a police car and come to the realization that this is not going to be something that they get away with pretty easily. Take a listen.
One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you.
That's a felony? It's new laws. Stealing is a felony. And this is Orange County. They don't play. That's why I asked what county is this. That's where I went to jail last year and got on probation for a year for stealing out of Target.
Yeah, so 2 young girls, sadly, I think one with a prior rap sheet, come to the realization they're going to be spending some time in jail after committing a felony in new laws. And I think it's great to see kind of society shift and maybe come to the realization that you cannot just walk into a store and walk out like we see here in Philadelphia with product.
Well, Gavin Newsom found out the hard way. The people don't. That's why businesses are fleeing. That's why they're shutting down.
Right.
That's why these stores are closing.
Well, it used to be in California that anything under, I want to say $300. I mean, this is a while ago. $300.
No, they made it $950.
Was a misdemeanor.
Right.
And then they changed it that anything under $950 was still a misdemeanor. And this is what they've changed. They've now changed it back, and I forget what the new total is.
The bottom line is now they're saying we're going to arrest people, and a lot of these are organized people who are paid to go in and steal stuff, and then they sell it on the black market. And so they're making money. So some other person is selling the goods. Mm-hmm. These kids and people that go into stores to steal this stuff, whether it's cell phones or smash and grab of watches and anything. Those are the people that are the donkeys, so to speak. They go in and get this. Not Dominic, the Italian Christmas donkey. He was good.
Well, and then the other thing that they would do is these organizations, the organized crime, they would send in children because they knew that children were, they would not go to jail.
Exactly.
Because they would immediately be seen as a underage. This is a misdemeanor, and they would just be a revolving door. And now there are going to be consequences. So this is great to see.
It's about damn time, as LeBron James once said.
Something I'd like to see in Philadelphia is, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Larry Krasner, when he was elected, released a revolutionary memo where he similarly said, charge and dispose of retail theft cases as summary offenses unless the value of the item stolen in a particular case exceeds $500 or where the defendant has a very long history of theft and retail theft convictions. So similarly to California, we here in Philly have it.
At least in other cities like San Francisco and L.A., people voted out their corrupt Soros-installed district attorneys. Here in Philadelphia, Larry Krasner has this immunity, and he's going to run for re-election for a 3rd term.
Unbelievable.
And if the people in this city re-elect Larry Krasner again, you are going to pay the consequences of this scumbag who has absolutely destroyed the criminal justice system under the guise of helping to fix the criminal justice system. He has allowed more repeat offenders back onto the streets to recommit crimes, including murder, because he is an anti-cop, pro-criminal, supposed prosecutor. His job is to prosecute. If he wants to be a defense attorney, quit your job and then go defend all these people that you put back on the streets to commit crime after crime after crime. I've been on Larry Krasner since the first time he was put up there as a candidate. Nobody ran against him, and he got in because nobody votes in those off-year elections. So that's how I got in the first time. And then he went on this anti-Trump rant. And so the people in Philly who hate Trump back then when he was the president the first time, Larry Krasner was a hero to them. Mm-hmm. Now all of a sudden the worm is turned, and now Larry Krasner's backed off from ripping Trump because he knows that Trump's going to be back in office and that his game is now over. And anybody who is awake and wants a district attorney that's going to prosecute crimes, not prosecute police and keep them from doing their jobs, that's why Larry Krasner's got to go.
Phil, run 7B real quick. This is the complete effect of what we're seeing here with the implication of Prop 36.
Holiday watch was carried out in communities across the state. 117 people were arrested and over $38,000 in stolen merchandise was recovered here. Police also seized 2 illegal firearms and recovered stolen vehicles. The suspects are expected to face charges ranging from petty theft and grand theft to organized retail crime.
Good, right?
Yes, that's what you're supposed to do when people are ransacking. That's why all the drugstores are like, you have to get a toothbrush. You got to go get somebody to open the glass door.
You know, they are certainly not adhering to the 7 principles of Kwanzaa.
No, or the principles of lust, as we covered earlier today.
They are not following Kwanzaa.
Yes.
I actually sang a song this holiday season with a listener, Earl of Tacony, dedicated to Krasner. Sang backup. You guys want to hear that?
Yeah. Anything that rips Larry Krasner.
Krasner world.
Krasner world.
Krasner world.
It's not safe to live in the city.
Oh, love this song. Sing it.
Murdering is a thing. Someone will die every day.
This is a sad song.
City sidewalks where we all walk are corrupted and vile. Criminals, they are running this city. Thugs are packing and carjacking. It seems after a while there is no law the criminals fear.
Everybody now, you hear this, Larry Krasner? Keep it going.
In Krasner world.
Krasner world.
Krasner world.
Krasner world.
It's not safe to live in the city.
You're a coward.
Hide your rings.
Hide your rings.
And your things.
And your things.
And you might survive the day.
I'm telling you, get away from me.
Yeah. Well, thanks to Earl and Taconis. You can find that whole album. Dom Show presents Earl and Taconis and the White Christmas album.
Wow.
Hell of a story on that one.
Yeah, that's a great. That guy's good. Earl and Tacony.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I'm going to have to get that whole album.
You want to return to some
yes.
more cuts here? Yeah, how about we go to number 19
Are
here?
we just blowing right through the top of the 8 o'clock hour here?
Well, we should break.
Let's take a break and come back and continue the cut sheet.
Yeah, having too much fun here.
And when we have great songs like that, Earl and Tacony, that's a hidden gem. I'm going to have to play that on the way home on the airplane back to Florida where I can rip Larry Krasner from afar. Meanwhile, we'll take a break.
Did you know?
Oh, wait, a little bit more.
That you're supposed to lock up all the bad guys. Larry, did you know?
Oh.
Larry, did you know? Wow. How did Mark Fusetti and all my friends over the Philly
we need
Crime
this
Watch?
album.
How is this song not number one with a bullet being played throughout the streets on speakers of cars driving around City Hall in front of Larry Krasner's house?
You refuse to do your job, and all you do is fail. Larry, did you know?
I love how much you love this stuff. That's great.
That is just the best. I'm glad somebody else has the intensity that I do, the deep, burning hatred of Larry Krasner. No one hates Larry Krasner more than me. No one in Philly, Florida, anywhere else on earth, other than that the guy that he always has problems with, the reporter that goes in there, Cipriani. Remember, and he always asks some tough questions. Mr. Cipriani,
yeah,
I'm not going to answer. Ralph Cipriani.
Yeah.
If we had a legit media in this town, with the exception of a very few people, Larry Krasner would never get away with this crap. And I don't want to be angry today. It's the holiday season, damn it. We'll continue with the cut sheet. We're coming back. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, Dan, Phil Almquist, Jim Kelly. We're all here on a Friday, December 27th on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
My grades were bad.
I would like get D's and C's.
I appeared to be doing good at my school life, but if you would see me at home, it would have been a completely different story.
I mean, it was just rough focusing on school when your mother is somebody you have to take care of.
It got worse and worse and worse throughout the years.
There are students who need somebody.
They can trust someone, and it could be the first person they've ever trusted in their life.
Communities in Schools is lowering America's dropout rate by helping more than 1.3 million kids every year get whatever they need to succeed in school.
If something was going on at home, we would go just stop by Miss Liberty's office and talk to her.
Communities in Schools vouched for me when everyone else had lost hope.
You can help change the picture of education right here in your community and across the nation. Visit communitiesandschools.org.
I hear people say we can't save every kid, but I think that we can.
If not me, then who? This ethos is driving the Travis Manion Foundation to empower veterans and families of fallen heroes to develop character in future generations. In 2007, Marine First Lieutenant Travis Manion was killed in Iraq while saving his wounded teammates. Travis's legacy lives on in the 5 words he spoke before leaving for his final deployment. If not me, then who? Guided by this mantra, veterans are continuing their service, developing strong relationships within their own community, and thriving in their post-military lives. Visit travismanion.org.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. Happy holidays to all. It's the perfect time to talk about Rescue Natural Supplements and their Deck the Hall sale, because right now you can save up to 78% on exceptional natural supplements for every area of your health. From essentials like omega-3s, probiotics, cholesterol support, natural pain relief, and more. And the best part? Over a dozen health-boosting rescue products are marked down under $20. Get started. Stock up today. Call 800-26-ALIVE, 800-262-5483. Speak to a rescue product consultant or shop online at res-q.com. res-q.com. With Rescue, you can reinforce your immune system, boost energy, and reach your health goals. Again, there's no code needed to save up to 78% site-wide. So get a head start on your health. Visit res-q.com. That's res-q.com. Do it today.
Looking for the confidence to walk away from the 9 to 5? Find out how with Joe Yakovich on The Heart of Your Money, Sundays at 9 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
Larry Krasner is the king of ignoring criminal things. He's the type that's in denial, but he'll put the cops on trial. Larry Krasner won't press charges.
Oh, man, and I want to thank Dom Giordano, a longtime friend, one from way back in the day. He and Earl opine a lot about Larry Krasner, and Earl is absolutely a legend here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. Because Larry Krasner is a crumb bum, is he not?
He is. I feel like I missed my cue there, though.
You're a real crumb bum.
Exactly.
Get it all. Don't miss any of it.
Yeah, I'm not going to miss any of it, Frank.
What's on the cut sheet?
There's a lot of stuff on the cut sheet.
feel like we should probably get back to the cut sheet, right? Yeah, why not?
Absolutely.
Do we really want to go to this next one, though? Cut 19, a Chipotle situation. Did you see this, Tony?
Yeah, so, I listen, I love Chipotle.
Yeah.
But you notice what they're doing. Robin and I went in there the other night down in Florida.
They are.
Shrinkflation.
I see it too, guys.
Yeah.
Right?
It's disappointing. I used to get these hefty balls, 30 pounds for each of them.
Yeah, and they would just get one little, they have the little tongs. And like when I want and you know what I like the best, right, Robin?
You like the carnitas.
Carnitas.
Yes.
The carnitas bowl.
That sounds delicious.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And they used to get a nice big scoop. Now it's just like a little bit. And I'm like, dude.
It's like a spoon.
Where's the meat?
Well, this is what they did. They kept the meat, and then they raised the prices. And then once the prices were raised long enough that people were used to the higher price, then they shrinkflated the meat.
Well, that came to an ugly head in our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., when a Chipotle customer took things into her own hands. Is it a he or a she?
I think it's a she.
Let's go to the tape. I want to see what she did. I've been tempted to do this.
Cut 19 there, Phil. 3, 2, 1, go.
Just let her make her food.
She wants to make a Chipotle there, Tony. She wanted double meat. They wouldn't give her double meat, apparently.
You got to pay for double meat.
Wow, she's really loading that bowl up there. Some extra sour cream. Is that queso? Ooh. Oh.
See, now she went in the back. See, I wouldn't do that. But that's taking matters into her own hands.
Well, I have to admit, there's been a couple times where I felt like doing that.
Yeah.
But I would
she
not.
didn't bust up the store, at least. She just said, hey, right there. Oh, no, then they knock the food down. Why didn't they just let her peacefully have her double meat?
Well, hold on. She's the one that throws it at the Chipotle.
No, I know. I'm kidding.
Okay.
But I don't even want double meat. I just want enough meat. I don't want one little scoop of carnitas.
Can we cut that? That Tony just wants enough meat.
I just want enough meat. Give me the meats.
Just
they keep
enough.
screaming, we have the meats.
No, you ain't.
All right, let's go up to eat some meat up in Canada, maybe some Canadian bacon as we prepare for statehood. Are we going to take over Canada, Tony?
Nah, we don't need Canada.
Why not? Why don't you want Canada?
I love Canada.
Yeah?
But they need us. But, Trudeau has got to go.
Yeah, Trudeau has to go. That country is becoming more and more like the issues that are happening in the UK, and we do not want that just north of us.
And I think unless Trudeau goes, there will never be another Stanley Cup from north of the border.
Now,
it's like the jinx. It's like the old Babe Ruth jinx, the curse of the Bambino.
Pierre Poilievre is the most likely to beat. But Trump has some other ideas.
I love Trump's idea. I didn't even hear about this over the weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be cut 3 there, Phil. Run cut 3, if you could. Do we not have cut 3? Uh-oh.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump is talking about Canada again. His latest stunt has him urging a national sports icon to run for prime minister.
Yeah, Trump weighing in on Canadian politics on his social media platform, who he thinks should be Prime Minister of Canada. And it's Wayne Gretzky, hockey legend. Let's take a look at what Trump wrote about Gretzky. He said, I just left Wayne Gretzky, the great one as he's known in ice hockey circles. I said, Wayne, why don't you run for Prime Minister of Canada, soon to be known as the Governor of Canada? You would win easily. You wouldn't even have to campaign. Trump writing that Gretzky has no interest in this, but I think the people of Canada should start a draft Wayne Gretzky movement. It would be so much fun to watch. Trump has been suggesting that Canada become the 51st state, saying he thinks it would be a great idea. And yet again, another post on Christmas Day making the same suggestion, Marianne.
Thoughts on Gretzky becoming a governor?
Oh, I love the great one. Well, isn't Mark Levin the great one, too? Wayne Gretzky's the real great one. He was the first great one before there were. Jackie Gleason used to be the great one, too. Remember? Listen, I hit the post on that one.
You did.
You hear
now, this would be awesome for us because you know Wayne.
Absolutely.
And, do you? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Wayne and I are tight.
Really?
Yes.
So this would mean that we would have an in at either the Canadian Parliament or the next state of America.
And I don't even care if
50
it becomes another state.
No.
Because I love Canada.
Yes.
Except when they wouldn't let us go across the bridge into Buffalo from Buffalo.
Without strip searching us.
Yeah.
Will you relay a great piece of advice?
To Wayne Gretzky, the great one?
From the great Michael Scott. You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
No, Gretz is great. When we lived in L.A., Wayne Gretzky would always come out to our shows, and we did a lot of stuff in Anaheim. We did some stuff with the Ducks. And Gretz is great.
Is he the best of the individual sport? Like you have the conversation of Jordan versus, whoever. I don't even want to say LeBron, but there is that debate of Jordan versus LeBron. And football, Tom Brady, Montana. I mean, where do you think this is the one that really stands?
I think when you talk about there's a lot of people now breaking all kinds of records. A lot of these records are going down. But Gretzky was he was Canada. I mean, let's remember. And then he went to the Kings, and then they went to the finals. Wayne Gretzky was the face of hockey back in his day. And he had the great Edmonton Oilers teams and the great teammates, and then his friends moved around with him.
I mean, there's always been hockey.
And then his daughter was a big deal in L.A.
Yeah.
And we actually had dinner with Wayne and his daughter at the MLB All-Star game in Anaheim that year at an Angel Stadium. And we got to hang out.
He came in.
Yeah, she was still young before she got married, but she was a beautiful girl, and she still is. Who did she marry? Is she still married? It's a hockey player.
Yeah.
No, a golfer, isn't it?
No, that's right. You're right.
Paulina Gretzky. Aren't they going through something now? Or Dustin Johnson was.
Was it Dustin Johnson?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think they're still together. I
I
don't know
hope
much
so.
about Paulina. But a contender to Wayne Gretzky popping up. Cut number 23, talking about Canadians. Some familiar face from television as well. This being Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. Take a listen to what he has to say about this. 23.
There's 41 million Canadians, basically the population of California, sitting on the world's largest amounts of all resources, including the most important, energy and water. Canadians over the holidays, the last 2 days, have been talking about this. They want to hear more. And so, there's obviously a lot of issues, more details, but what this could be is the beginning of an economic union. Think about the power of combining the two economies, erasing the border between Canada and the United States, and putting all that resource up to the northern borders where China and Russia are knocking on the door. So secure that, give a common currency, figure out taxes across the board, get everything trading both ways, create a new, almost EU-like passport. I like this idea, and at least half of Canadians are interested. The problem is the government's collapsing in Canada right now. Nobody wants Trudeau to negotiate this deal. I don't want him doing it for me, so I'm going to go to Mar-a-Lago. I'll start the narrative. The 41 million Canadians, I think most of them would trust me on this deal.
Mr. Wonderful.
I mean, he seems pretty serious about it.
Well,
is this just a troll job by Trump, or do you think there's actually any
it's
credence
just he's
to
his
this?
buddy.
Yeah.
And Gretzky's is down there, and Stallone now is there every day, in Mar-a-Lago. I haven't been to Mar-a-Lago. I should be at Mar-a-Lago.
I mean, we have never heard of Gretzky having any kind of political
He
aspirations,
doesn't.
But it's an interesting idea.
He won't do it.
No.
Is he genuinely conservative?
I don't know. I mean, he's just a good guy.
Yeah.
You don't even have to be conservative.
No.
Everybody wants to go to Mar-a-Lago. I want to go to Mar-a-Lago.
I think a lot of Canadians have major concerns about their country.
Oh, absolutely.
I think that, that's probably one of the things that Gretzky has been talking to him about, that he's seeing his country being destroyed. And so anybody that, I have the same ideas about Europe. I'm looking at the Europe, the Europe that I know is in danger of disappearing. So I feel, they probably have the same thoughts about Canada.
I would like to see Canada as a state. Great, get some maple syrup. And hey, before we
get that in Vermont, we don't have to go up to.
Before we go to break, I just want to bring in a caller that regular dials in, if you wouldn't mind. Frank in South Philly, who is the guy that brought you the wine here that you don't want to drink, Tony.
I didn't even see the wine. Where is it?
I told you I have it right behind me. Some red wine for you if you want to start early.
Is it homemade
it's
or is it
homemade Italian wine from South Philly that he brought over yesterday?
Beautiful, man. Now, Frank.
Tony, good morning. Tony, Frank from South Philly.
How are you, Frank?
Food master of South Philly, that would be Tony. We've been in food business for 50 years.
This guy runs the Italian market.
Beautiful, man.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah. we used to have a meat market at 10th and Snyder, right near the Sweet Don, Angelo Bruno.
I know.
I thought maybe you was related to him, Tony.
No,
but,
everybody thought I was, but I wasn't. In fact, Larry Kane at Channel 6, when I started in radio at WFIL Radio back in like 1970, Larry Kane was at Action News, and he thought that Angelo Bruno was my uncle, and so he wanted me to get an exclusive interview with Angelo Bruno for Channel 6 Action News, and I kept telling him, Larry, I'm not related. If I was related to Angelo Bruno, would I be working overnights from midnight to 8 a.m. when nobody could hear me in the middle of the night? But no, that was great. Now, do you get the grapes? You buy the juice and then make your own, or you don't stomp them down there in South Philly, do you?
No, the stomping is eliminated. I even went to Italy this past summer, and they don't stomp the grapes no more.
I love the way you say Italy.
They have athlete's feet. They never did it with athlete's feet. But anyway, I want to wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and I'll be at the Convention Center with the South Philadelphia New Year's Brigade, which I've been affiliated. I've been affiliated since I was we started.
Absolutely. When you're in South Philly, you have mummers. In fact, when Robin and I were driving up Snyder Avenue last night to go home, we were down in Center City. We came down Delaware Avenue and turned at Snyder, and then drove by, John's Roast Pork and all the other places.
Right, they already have the chairs out.
And then the downtowners, they got all the chairs out blocking it so the guys can go in there and and practice this week because the Mummers Parade's coming up in a few days.
The president of the downtowners years ago was a guy by the name of Billy Isaacs. He used to own the bar on 12th and Oregon, and they built floats that they just knock you out. I remember as a kid just watching them building the floats. One of them, the most amazing float they built was the Mississippi River boat with splashing water on both sides.
Wow.
They had the pirate ship and the Viking ship. It was just amazing. But, Tony, I wanted to turn around and give you a Happy New Year, but also I wanted to give you a tip on the Krasner, Molasses Krasner DA that we have now. He will be out of office. He will not win the election next time that he's trying to run. There will be a guy by the name of, I'm not going to release the name because I don't know if he did or not, but he's a veteran Marine, and he's also, he just retired from being the president of the judges up here.
Well, give me the name, because I want to name any name, because I want to support anybody who runs against Larry Krasner.
Here's the thing, Toad. I'm coming down, me and my sons are coming down for spring training with the Phillies. We went last year to the Mets and the Phillies game in London. But every year I go to different stadiums. So, but I'll be down in Florida come spring training. So
we'll see you in Clearwater because Robin and I go to spring training every year with the Phillies. We go up to Clearwater. Good. In fact, Rich Scioli was at the same game that I was last spring,
and the bum didn't even say hi.
In the same section, and he didn't want to say anything to me because he was with his dad. And then I find out later that he's in the same section watching the Phillies play the Toronto Blue Jays. And the crumb bum didn't even want to say hi to me.
He saw us in front of him, and he didn't want to say hi because he didn't want to bother us. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? What?
Hey, Tone, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring down some Italian wine down there, homemade wine that I make. Also, maybe a couple sticks of Super Shot and a couple slices of Gabagoles. And Tony and Rich Julie's dad is a close friend with a friend of mine in the VFW I belong to over here in Glendora, New Jersey. So we'll have a sit down together. I'll make sure Rich talks to you next time when we come down.
Oh, no, he will. He didn't even realize I was there.
Yeah, we're giving him a hard time because he didn't even. We weren't making a big deal that we were there. He was sitting literally 4 rows behind us, and we didn't realize it. Neither of us.
We just kept going up to Frenchie's and getting more booze, and we were just having a great time.
Hey, Tone, let me give you a little secret. It took me 2 years just to get on his program. Finally, he answered about 3 weeks ago.
I've never been on Rich. Rich hasn't ever had me on his show.
It's an
outrage. You realize that?
Oh, well,
he even ripped me. He ripped me the other day. He said, I'm in studio more than he is.
Yeah.
In Philadelphia. I live in Florida.
Actually, I think that was a rip on himself.
No, I know. He was joking around. What's the matter with him?
We're in the same boat, Tone. That's all to it.
It's an outrage.
Well,
thank you.
Hey, listen.
Thank you, Frank. I really appreciate it.
Have a nice holiday. Have a nice New Year's. And when we meet down there, we'll have a sit down, Tone. I'll make sure I have a couple bottles of homemade wine for you.
Paulie won't see him no more.
You don't have to bring anything, brother. We'll have a good time. You know, we'll get some
No,
cheesesteaks there. Delco's cheesesteaks are good right there in the ballpark. A lot of good Philly stuff down there in Clearwater, all over Florida.
Well, I'll let you know if they're good because, like I say, they call me the food master of South Philadelphia over here, Tony.
Beautiful.
You're going to have a hell of a story on that one.
I know you are. Hey, Frank, that's another Frank. And to you and all the other Franks out there and the Tonys and everybody else, Happy New Year, brother.
There's a lot of them out there.
Thank you, Frank. Appreciate it, brother.
Good enough.
There he is, ladies and gentlemen, Frank.
How many Tonys and Franks do you live in South Philly?
All of them?
Triple, yes, exactly. If it's Frank's, thanks. I need a black cherry Wishniak while I'm here.
Oh, yeah, they still make them, you know that.
Oh, I know they do. I love Frank's.
They're yum.
Exactly.
So I guess we got a couple more minutes here. Let's continue on with some questionable Italians.
Questionable Italian.
Questionable
what is this
Italians.
Here?
Yeah.
Every Italian is questionable in my world.
I guess that's okay coming from Italian, right? Rudy Giuliani is shelling off some new coffee. And I don't know if you saw these new bizarre ads he's putting out there.
I heard about him. I haven't seen them yet. So he's selling coffee now?
He's selling some Rudy coffee. That's his new endeavor, apparently. And he decided to dress up as Santa and release a series of ads. Let's go with 16A first there, Phil. Take a watch.
Oh, Merry Christmas! What would you like for Christmas, darling?
Rudy coffee.
Not diamonds, not a necklace?
No,
Give
just
her all
Rudy
the coffee
coffee
she wants! Give her all the coffee she wants! Ho, ho, ho.
So if you're just listening and not watching, that was Rudy dressed as Santa with a woman on his lap saying, "What would you like, honey?" Followed by two grown elves.
Yes, I see them now.
Yeah, very, very awkward kind of.
We're watching it on delay.
The chick's thick, though, too. She's thick.
You know.
So it's Rudy's bold coffee. Rudy's more. Listen, the poor guy was the greatest mayor in America, right? I mean, he was the hero of 9/11.
Well, he has to make money.
Yeah,
now.
because they broke him.
Yeah.
They went after him because he was supporting Trump, and then they bankrupted him, right? And now the poor bastard's out there trying to make money.
So that's not the only ad, though, right?
They took all of his watches and everything.
Hit 16B there.
Ho, ho, ho! Drop the cannoli. Take the book. You know, they all ask for pardons for Christmas. Ho, ho, ho!
That one, the Biden crime family book, handed off to an elf.
Poor Rudy.
I mean, it's sad. It's sad because he really was. He was the best mayor that New York had seen in forever. What he did was phenomenal during 9/11, all of that, and the corrupt, going after him just because he was such a big Trump supporter.
Exactly.
And they have bankrupted him. They were confiscating his Rolex watches, his cars, his all sorts of stuff, and now he needs to make money, and this is what he's resorting to. It's sad.
Now listen, if I had a coffee line, I would, I got a pimp product too, Robin. We're not exactly
one more there
millionaires.
too as well, guys. Phil,
give me one more. Give me more, Lou.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Christmas! What would you like for Christmas, young man?
Rudy coffee.
We just happen to have it. There it is.
This time sitting with a guy on his lap, asking him what he would like. And
I could use another cup of coffee right now. By the way, we got the greatest coffee machine. When I say we, because I feel like I'm a part-time part of the family here at Talk Radio 1210 WPHT. As a former mayor, as a former morning guy here back in 1990,
Yeah.
Did you know that?
Really?
You didn't know I did the mornings here at Talk Radio 1210?
I know you did them at 1210. I thought it was over at WIP.
No, I did. I went to WIP after.
Gotcha. I didn't know that.
But I was the morning guy. Frank Rizzo was doing afternoons, and I was doing mornings.
I'm telling you, get away from me.
No, Frank and I hung out. We were close friends.
Really?
We would do crosstalk. I'd go on his show. He'd come on my show.
I think there's still people still have the mugs
Yes.
that said Bruno in the morning, and then on the other side it said Rizzo in the afternoon.
Exactly.
You turn that off.
No, I'm not turning it off.
And I just want to make a note. The reason why I bring these Rudy clips is I want to underline, I think what Rudy's going for here, and it's something he's always had, it's a sense of humor. And I think Republicans do it so well, conservatives in general, that they're able to take these, self-effacing kind of hits, and I think it makes them more relatable. And you look at Kamala, you look at Joe, anytime a joke's made about them, it becomes some kind of serious thing. And I liked it. I like that Trump. You think back to when Trump and Giuliani cross-dressed for that one skit back in the day.
Yeah, but that's when they were popular. They would have them on Saturday Night Live and all these shows And now they're both the enemy, which
I
is
support
nonsense.
the weirdness, so I love it.
I do. I
like
do
it weird
support
too.
Yeah.
And I
Absolutely.
support the coffee. Hopefully, it's as good as the one that's here in the
Yeah,
studio.
I need another cup of that.
At the Odyssey coffee maker, it's like fancy
It's got
schmancy machine.
Peruvian coffee. It's got Honduran coffee.
You can pick your bean.
You can pick my
yeah.
bean. I'd rather have them pick the bean and roast them for me, though.
Yeah.
Although I would roast my own beans if I could.
They even whip the coffee.
Exactly.
It's fantastic. Yeah, we go for the gourmet setting,
Yeah.
and then we have either the cappuccino.
I get the cappuccino,
Which
except you
I
can't
actu-
have it after noon. If you're in the building and you have a cappuccino after noon, that should be a federal offense.
Well, then you know that you're an American.
Medigan.
American.
Medigan. We're going to take a break. We're coming back. Phone calls, too. If you'd like to chime in today, the phone lines are open. You know what the phone number is, Robin? Do you know what
I
the phone
do.
number is? What is it?
855-839-1210.
You're going to sing now?
I'm trying to come up with some kind of cute jingle so that it's easier to remember.
Not a joke.
No, it's not a joke. It's a jingle.
855-839-1210.
Kevin Poole says, are the Covidians related to the Waco, Texas branch Davidians? From
Right.
Betty Rizzo. At Betty Rizzo, he's asking. Not Frank Rizzo. Oh, this is Besame Mucho. Besame Mucho.
Besame Mucho.
Wow. It's impressive there, Tony.
Come on, man. I'm
Got quite the
Tony-
music knowledge.
Tony has the
Besame.
1950s through 1990s
nailed
in pretty much all
And this
genres.
is the instrumental version of Besame Mucho.
I got a band you never heard of, Tony.
What?
Fuji Chakalia.
Well, no, I've heard of them. I saw them opening up for Springsteen the other night. Anyway, we're coming right back. It's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin Austin, producer Dan, the great Phil Almquist, of course, who will have This Day in Music History coming up at the end of the show in the 9 o'clock hour. And then also the great Jim Kelly doing his impressions in the hallway. Another great Philadelphia
Wanna
guy.
bring him in for some impressions? Yeah, we could.
You do some impressions later, whatever you want. Tap dance, slow
Hear
dance.
from your old friend Merrill Reese. Yeah.
We'll hear from Merrill Reese talking about Bill Berge and the Eagles. And now it doesn't look like, well, it depends. We'll give you an update on the whole Jalen Hurts. I don't think he plays. I think you're going to see. And they brought back the Notre Dame kid because both Kenny Pickett and Jalen Hurts are still banged up. And, of course, the coach is basically concealing the fact of who's going to play on Sunday. But I don't think you're going to see Jalen Hurts.
Didn't Sirianni play like quarterback in high school or something? We should, roll him out there to take some hits.
No, we don't need him out there.
No.
We're coming back, though, ladies and gentlemen. It's a Friday morning. Start of another long weekend on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Kayal and Company weekday mornings 6 till 10.
Phil Almquist giving the Kayal Company flag to Jeremy. He's the recipient for the week.
You promise you'll fly it on your truck and you'll return it next week.
100%.
Okay. All right.
You have other people in the hopper stocker, so to speak, or how can people
I do, yeah.
request the flag?
Probably won't be till January until you can do it, but we have other people. If you want to fly the flag high on your truck or house or whatever, you have to display it. It can't sit in the back of your truck like it did for Kayal. Send me an email, greg.stocker@odyssey.com.
Start your day with Kayal and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
Hi, this is Dom Giordano. They're almost here. The NFL playoffs are almost here, but it's not too late to get in on the regular season action with FanDuel in partnership with Valley Forge Casino, America's #1 sportsbook. Because right now, new customers can finish the season strong with $250 in bonus bets if your first $5 bet wins. FanDuel has a lot of ways to pick up that W. Not only can you bet on who will win the game, you can also put bets on which players will score a touchdown, how many points each team will score, and a lot more. So visit FanDuel.com/Dom. This way you're all set up for the biggest games of the year. That's FanDuel.com/Dom for your chance at $250 in bonus bets. Make every moment more with FanDuel, an official sportsbook partner of the NFL. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official partner of 1210 WPHT. You have to be 21 plus, present in Pennsylvania. First online real money wager, only $5 first deposit required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable bonus bets, which expires 7 days after receipt. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem, 1-800-GAMBLER.
It's a great month to get a luxurious new Volvo from Cherry Hill Volvo. You'll be thankful because there's so many fabulous offers to take advantage of. Lease an all-wheel drive XC90 for as low as $687 per month using all applicable rebates. Costco members save even more, up to $2,000 in additional rebates. See store for details. Customers enjoy the stress-free and satisfactory experience Cherry Hill Volvo provides. Cherry Hill Volvo, where relationships really do matter.
Tune in to Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturdays at 11 a.m. to hear Phil Cannella and Joanne Small. The Crash Proof Retirement Show, Saturday mornings at 11 on Talk Radio 1210.
Chronic pain, cancer, fatigue. Find out about the benefits of medical hydration therapy on Health Watch with Dr. Molly Fantasia every Sunday morning at 8 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
See Joe Conklin's Comedy Show at St. Mary's Catholic Church in Cherry Hill, Saturday, February 8th with Dennis Horan and Vince Valentine. For tickets, go to joeconklin.com. JoeConklin.com!
The Philadelphia Orchestra captivates audiences with their superhuman sound. Savor the artistry of Philly's world-class hometown orchestra in these upcoming concerts.
Start your year on a grand note with the most spectacular New Year's Eve celebration in town, as the orchestra welcomes a phenomenal young violinist and a company of dancers to the stage. And fill your calendar with classic fun, like the entertaining Orchestra After 5 concerts, Voyage Through the Planets, January 30th.
Explore all the entertainment possibilities at philorc.org now.
You know, as they say, one person's personal information is another person's treasure.
Exactly. That's why I use NordVPN every time I surf the web. Features like Threat Protection Pro's safeguard devices from phishing websites and disable intrusive ads and trackers. Just check NordVPN.com, grab the deal, and see for yourself. NordVPN. Cybersecurity built for every day.
If you're still waiting for a sign, here's another one. At California Psychics, we reject 98% of the psychics who apply to work for us. So we only connect you with the best. That's how we can guarantee if your reading isn't life-changing, it's free. And right now, new customers receive 20 minutes for just $20. If that's not a sign, I don't know what is. Dramatic sound effect incoming. Experience the joy of certainty at CaliforniaPsychics.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Hi, I'm Chuck McDowell, the timeshare cancellation guy and founder of Wesley Financial Group. And I want to set the record straight. I am not an attorney. I've never wanted to be an attorney. And the truth is, I really don't even like attorneys. If I sound like an attorney or if I look like an attorney, I'll apologize. But what I've learned in my 15 years in the timeshare cancellation business is you don't need to be an attorney to get folks out of their timeshare. At Wesley, we've helped over 40,000 families cancel their timeshare without me being an attorney. And I want to share with you how we do it. Just give my office a call, and you will not talk to an attorney. And I guarantee if we take you as a client, we'll get you out of your timeshare, or you'll pay nothing.
Call now for your free information kit. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090. 800-714-9090.
Are you worried about your roof handling the next storm?
At Emmons Roofing and Siding, we provide top-quality roofing services that fit your budget and stand the test of time.
And our team of roofing experts ensures your home stays safe and dry with durable, reliable roofing solutions to any problems you may have. Plus, at Emmons, we offer free inspections and free estimates.
So call us today at 856-885-6677 or visit callemmons.com.
From top to bottom,
to inside and out,
at Emmons, we have you covered.
Don Stensland this morning at 10. Kayal and Company now on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and the free Odyssey app.
I know this song. It's about a tennis team. Remember?
Did you know that I did not know that it was about a tennis team until you told me that?
Yeah, I had no idea either.
That was the Philadelphia Freedoms with Billie Jean King.
I had no idea. I
That's
don't know what
bad
I thought it
knowledge,
was
Robin.
about, but it never occurred to me, nor would it have, that it was about a tennis team.
Wow.
I hate to do it to you,
Is this
Robin.
the only song ever that was
I had
written
to
about
look
a
up to
tennis team?
fact check him, and 100%. Yeah, I don't know why I had to do that in my own brain, but yeah.
Do you know who I am?
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, what the hell am I thinking here?
You know how much useless information I still have? That's the one thing about the human brain, and as we get older, that's why I like to test myself every day. You know, I try to, when I hear something, I think of it right away, and I think of something that might be funny. And sometimes it's not. Most of the time it's not, because I'm not a comedian. But that's how you keep your brain. That's how you keep your brain fresh. You just play these mental games every day.
Although I do wish that you could defrag your brain like you do a computer.
I agree. Imagine how much worthless stuff I can get rid of.
I know.
To bring in, but I still bring in the fresh stuff and remember it. But when people say, hey, like, what was your favorite Super Bowl? Because I've been to almost 50 of them now. And I have to go back and listen. I can't say, well, 1978, because I've been so many of them. So I can't pull back specific days because I don't have I can't compartmentalize my memory bank.
You ever regret not keeping a journal?
I don't even have tapes of some of the best interviews I've ever done. How would I keep a journal? It's an outrage.
I know.
That's why I have my buddy Jim in Cheltenham, who documents my life.
I wish that Tony had kept all of his show sheets, though. Like, if he'd had because that's kind of like a journal for him.
Yep.
All of his daily show sheets, he writes down, like, chapters.
Copious notes.
Copious notes.
It just fascinates me. I mean, like, I can't imagine the amount of people that you've met. There are probably people you forgot you even met, and you're like, oh, yeah, you see them on TV. You're like, oh, yeah, I remember the day I spent with so-and-so. It's
well, somebody mentioned on the YouTube page about Larry Kane, the former Channel 6 anchor back in the day when I worked with Larry, and I was only 19 years old. And Larry Kane became very close friends with the Beatles and John Lennon, and I got to meet and spend a weekend with John Lennon back in 1978 when he was in Philly and he was trying to fight deportation because he wanted to leave London and he wanted to live in the United States because he hated the taxation system in London.
What was he like as a person when you were hanging with him?
Well, he was, he really wanted to stay. So what he did is he was doing these appearances, and he did like 50, because we were on 56 a.m., and he spent 56 hours on the air with us at WFIL on that weekend.
No.
Yes.
Can you even imagine that John Lennon had to petition to be able to live in the United States? Like, as if the United States...
Well, because he wasn't a dual citizen. He wanted to be an American citizen.
Right.
And so he did move to New York. And then, unfortunately, in New York is where he was killed by a crazed fan. But I actually got and I never even asked John Lennon for his autograph. But John Lennon, because I was giving him weather forecasts, because I was one of the news guys there, and I would walk into the studio and give him the weather updates. And at the end of the weekend, I have this. It's on a piece of loose leaf paper, but my son Chris had it laminated for me, and I have it in a frame where he writes, "To Tony, nice weather." And then he has like thunderstorm clouds and raindrops. That's really cool. And he wrote John Lennon.
Mm-hmm.
And I've saved that. And I've had people offer me so much money for it. But I'm not an autograph collector per se. I didn't ask him for it. He just did it for me.
Yeah, John Lennon was one of the Beatles that did not do a lot of autographs. Like, he didn't sign things. Paul McCartney and everybody else did. So a lot of people have those autographs. But John Lennon did not. And then he died. So, Tony, like, whenever anybody finds out that is a collector, finds out that Tony has an autograph,
a personalized and the thing that's good about
crazy, man.
The problem is, people ask for autographs, and a lot of people will give it to them, and they'll put it on a ball or a game or whatever,
right. Because
and
they're
then
trying
those
to
people
sell it.
will sell it. But I would never sell my John Lennon, except maybe now I would, though. So I'm going to open up the bidding now at $25,000. It's a collectible.
No. We need way more than that.
Way more than that?
Yeah.
835.
Help us finish the house. If you want a John Lennon, we will sell it to you for $250,000.
Welcome to Tradio with Tony Bruno.
Yes,
we're
indeed.
Looking for to sell.
You need some china. You need some old furniture. Whatever you need, we're willing to deal right now. We'll do an on-air auction.
Gary wants to know, where was Yoko?
I don't know. Yoko wasn't there in Philly with him.
No.
But obviously she moved to New York with him. when he moved to New York City.
To bring back something that Robin said, I really think this does underline the difference in immigration policy back then compared to today, where you have a superstar who is facing deportation, and yet we have people lighting people on fire in New York subways because our borders are so open. It's quite a difference between then and now.
It is totally different nowadays. And I mean, the idea that the United States would have actually forced John Lennon to leave. Can you imagine that? Who would be the equivalent of John Lennon today that was foreign born? Ryan Reynolds.
Well, there's a lot of Canadians, a lot of people from all over the world.
No,
who
but
live
I'm
here.
trying to think of somebody that is that much of a superstar that was foreign born that's living in the United States. And can you even imagine the U.S. going, no, we don't want you here. You can't live here because you don't have a passport. That's crazy in this day and age, but back then it was a real thing.
Well, now we have all of our celebrities who want to leave the country because Donald Trump won again. And you notice none of them have left. Why is that?
There's only one that I know that has actually left.
Who?
Tom
Hanks did not leave.
No.
Ellen DeGeneres?
Ellen DeGeneres.
Yeah.
And then didn't something bad happen to her house when it was a flood or something when she moved? She moved to England somewhere, right? No, where was it?
It was England.
It was in England, yeah.
Yeah. I wonder, though, is she escaping the negative criticism that arose after her employees came out against her? And there's all this now that is she allegedly tied with, I don't know.
The Diddy list.
Diddy list.
The bottom line is...
Well, that's the same speculation about Hank. Hello, blank in name. Hank. You just mentioned him.
Hank?
Last name Hank.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. Thank you. Tom Hanks.
He didn't leave. Nobody's
leaving.
leaving.
I know, but that's the same speculation as to why he would want to leave because there's all that, rumor and innuendo.
Tom Hanks can't be tied in with that. He's too,
I know.
I don't know.
But,
I just want all these people to be held accountable. Anybody who's done things to children or
I don't give a hoot who they are, what side of the political spectrum they're on, how famous they are. If they've done anything to kids, then expose them.
Exactly.
And expose them all.
I want them to go down hard.
Hard.
As Frank. Exactly. Yeah, I mean, people are asking questions about all the old guys like Jim Nettleton and Dr. Don Rose and so many, and Jim O'Brien, who was a DJ at WFIL middays and then became the weatherman at Channel 6.
Any mud you want to sling?
Mud? No, I don't. Yeah. Listen, I was blessed to work with these talented people when I was a young punk kid from South Philly.
There's no one that was mean to you that you're like.
No, everybody was great to me. That's the amazing thing.
The only mudslinging Tony has is the program director of the time that caused him all the issues is why he left the morning show with Al Morgani and
Angelo Cataldi.
Well, it wasn't why, but he was a large reason why it was so horrible at the end. Was the program director at the time, and that's
Tom Bigby.
That's the
who's
only,
no longer with us.
Yeah, that's the only mudslinging that you've ever done. And it wasn't really mudslinging. You were just telling the way it was.
I had the job at WIP, and then ESPN hired me to do weekends, and I couldn't turn that. Actually, I did turn it down
originally,
and then they said, "No, you got to take this job." So I did, and I would go up to New York. I would go to Connecticut on Friday afternoons. I'd do Monday to Friday with Angelo and Al in the mornings here, and then I would drive up to Connecticut Friday after the show and get up there, do show meetings, and then we would go on the air Saturday night and Sunday night from 6 p.m. to 1. We did 7 hours on the air.
Did you ever have Tony time?
No. I mean, I had kids, but I would come back during the week and see my kids because I was working in Philly, and then I would go to Connecticut for the weekend.
And you would drive after the show on Sunday.
At 1 a.m., I'd jump in there.
And drink like 4 cans of Jolt Cola to make it. And then you would go immediately on the air, right?
Yeah, I would be back in studio at 5:30, go on the air, but I was younger then. I can do that stuff. But the fact that I survived those drives from 84 all the way down over the George Washington Bridge on the New Jersey Turnpike, all the way to the Pennsylvania Turnpike, and then into Center City, Philly.
That was your Tony time.
Yes.
You had an intimate relationship with Jolt Cola and the...
Do they still make Jolt Cola?
I think they do.
Do they? They make Cherry Westniak. You want that?
But then they started making all these things with
discontinued in 2019. Sorry about that. Yeah.
No Jolt Cola, but now they have all the high potency, high caffeine things, and they had 5-hour energy. But now all those other drinks that they had the taurine in
Right.
it. What was all the stuff with the taurine in it?
There was one that was discontinued because it had caused heart attacks. I forget what that one was. Luigi Curto checking in, saying 7 hours on the air. I do 24 off of it. Top that, punk.
What?
Is that the same Luigi?
Yes.
Hi, that's Luigi.
Not the bad Luigi, the good Luigi.
Yeah, this is the good Luigi. There's not that many Luigis.
Just want to throw it out there. He's always welcome to call us if he wants. 855-839-1210.
That's right. The number again, 855. Well, it's
855-839-1210.
No, it's 855-839-1210.
Well, you didn't sing it, Tony, like Robin does.
I don't sing. I don't
Come
have.
on.
I have a lovely speaking voice, but I can't sing.
839-1210. I think I'm sticking with it. I think it's pretty good.
Name from your past checks in there, Tony. Brian Ramona says he was your producer at one point. I don't know if you remember him.
People are sending me pictures of Frank's cream soda. Frank's vanilla cream soda. Richard, he's not Richie. I don't want to roast my own beans, man. That sounds painful. We got to take a break. We're coming right back. It's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin. It's Friday, which felt like every day this week felt like Friday, and now it's really Friday, and I don't know what to do with myself except come back next right here on Sports. I almost said Sports Radio.
It was Jolt Cola that had taurine, by the way.
It had the original taurine, not Taurine Green, the former NBA great. It's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, Dan, and the whole gang here. Talk Radio 1210, WPHT. What's the holiday again?
Kuchitagalia.
Kuchitagalia.
And I can't wait to get on the road again.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS.
Generous programs are now available that can give you a fresh start.
Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems.
We have over 1,000 5-star reviews on Google and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau.
You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com
or call 800-575-6481. That's 800-575-6481.
Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Hey, Dawn Stensland here. Get the vehicle that's on your wish list with year-end savings from the Piazza Auto Group. For a limited time, get an incredible 0% APR for up to 72 months available on the all-new Honda Prologue from Piazza Honda in Langhorne, Philadelphia, Pottstown, Reading, and Springfield, or the new 2024 ZDX from Piazza Acura of Ardmore, Reading, or Westchester, also with 0% financing. Contact your local Piazza Honda or Piazza Acura dealer, or you can shop online, Piazza Honda and PiazzaAcura.com. Tell them Dawn sent you.
Hi, everyone. This is Dom Giordano here with my friend and dentist, Dr. Robert Bentz of the Bentz Dental Group. Dr. Bentz, it's good for everyone to know you have the technology and the people to help. Like John, that guy is an artisan of teeth.
Having the expertise or the knowledge, having this equipment added to that just allows me to get those consistent, efficient results, and it builds up your confidence in my abilities. Having somebody like John, who's been in this business for decades, is a big help. He's able to come in using this equipment, and he helps me build the case as I'm actually doing the work. And that is unbelievably second to none for that, because that is a benefit I'm blessed with, to have that ability to have that lab here.
Dr. Bentz and the team at Bentz Dental Group provide solutions for the most complex dental cases. Call Dr. Bentz today at 610-272-6949 or visit BentzDentalGroup.com. Bentz Dental Group, say it with a smile.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through Hims.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through Hims.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
The very first thing you taught me was to be fair. No cutting in line. Play by the rules. Play by the rules. Don't pick on the little kids.
It's important. It's the right thing to do.
It helps create the world we want to live in. Well, there's something I need to tell you. Kids aren't the only ones that should be fair. Mommies and daddies should be that way too. Every time you go to the store, you have a chance to be fair. To do the right thing.
To make a difference in someone else's life.
It's easy. It's not expensive. And it makes a huge difference. Just look for the Fair Trade certified label on products in the grocery store.
It means that farmers are getting a fair deal.
That their kids get to stay in school. That they can look forward to a brighter future. And we're getting great products that were grown with care. Now that's fair. It's good for our family.
It's good for our neighborhood.
It's good for the whole world. Buy fair, be fair. Visit befair.org to learn more.
I'm glad we had this talk.
Free speech lives here. With Don Stensland, 10 till noon. On Odyssey's #1 talk station. 1210 WPHT.
After a 40-year break, Jolt Cola is making a comeback with triple the caffeine content. It's so jam-packed with caffeine that when President Biden took a sip, his heart actually started beating.
I know who that is.
Yes. That's from the Greg Gutfeld show. What's his name again?
He's hilarious.
He's one of the
funny.
writers. He's one of the writers on the show. And he's a stand-up comic, but he's got this weird
He's very quirky.
vibe. Yeah.
He's very quirky, but very funny. So I found that article. So Jolt Cola
Is making a comeback?
Is making a comeback as an energy drink. Now, the original Jolt Cola, the advertisement is twice the caffeine and twice the sugar.
Exactly.
Joe Machi is his name, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, Joe Mackey. Joe Mackey.
Mackey.
Yeah.
So the new Jolt is going to be called Redcon 1 Jolt Cola.
Not DEFCON 1.
And what they've done is they've tripled the caffeine and they've taken out all the sugar. So it's 0 sugar, but it has 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Dude.
Woo. That is enough to jumpstart somebody having a heart attack. Holy cow.
Speaking of jump-starting, a guy who's actually up and at him. Is he working today? Let's find out. Let's go down to Southwest Florida. Now, this guy, Will L., keeps ripping me because I'm in Florida and I'm still ripping the district attorney here. I still have a house here, okay?
We have family that is being affected by this idiot.
Exactly. Let's go to Luigi down there in Florida and see what's up with the cats and dogs and the weather. What's the temperature down there this morning, bro?
I'd say balmy 74 at the moment.
It's a little chilly for me.
It is a little chilly. I didn't get up yet. I've been surrounded by animals all morning, and the cats are doing well. They're in the other room, but I'm doing fine too.
So you left him down there in Florida?
Yeah.
He's got to watch the cats and the dog.
Oh, come on, but his family's up here.
He was up here the week before.
Yeah, but I'm like Kevin McAllister, but with a license and some cash. So it's fine. It's fine.
For those that don't know who Luigi, explain what is Luigi to you guys?
Luigi's a Philly guy. He started out as a listener of the show. Then we had him come on the show, and then he did his own show on fantasy football. So he's another guy who started out as a listener, and it happens to so many people in this business. Then you meet them. And then, he comes and hangs out on the show. You become friends and you become family.
He's become like an adopted son to us. I mean, he did we've now he when he's transitioned from one place to another, he's lived with us for
Wait
a
a
while.
minute. Did he have a surgery while we were gone?
Now he has transitioned from the Philly area down to Florida. He's moving down there, and while he's looking for a place to stay and getting jobs and stuff like that, he's living with us again. So, and the cats love him. His dog loves our cats. So we're one big happy family.
One big
down
happy family.
Love that.
So what's on
Are
the
we
docket
happy?
today? You
I'm not
working
sure.
today?
Are we happy? I'm not sure.
It's like, I don't know if we're all happy here.
If you're happy and
I
you
don't know
know
if we're
it,
happy. I mean-
if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands.
Yeah, I mean, there's like that. There's like the 30,000 hours of radio we've done together too. Let's not forget that part.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And
let's put
Luigi
that
comes
part,
on.
yeah.
We do
That's
the
fine.
Friday night show on X and all over the place. Friday nights.
Yeah, it's a good time. It's a good time.
It is.
The boat's still here.
The boat's still there.
That's a good
Yeah,
thing.
it's still here.
Didn't it explode?
Yeah, it's still there.
Any crabs? I mean, out in the boat, not in the bedroom.
No. I've no. There's nothing. No crabs anywhere. We're good.
Beautiful.
Chlamydia is around, but no
Well, that
crabs.
never goes away.
Is
That's
that like a genuine concern? Like you got crabs that are like coming in the house?
No, we right out. Right on the back behind where our condo is right now. The house has crabs too, but that house is not finished yet.
Wait,
But
so
we're in a
instead of like
condo.
rats, you don't want to you get your house infested with crabs? Is
No,
essentially what
we
y'all
catch the blue claw crabs right off the dock behind the house.
Gotcha.
Come on, man.
Crabs of any kind share one thing in common. You may not see them, but they're always active. All right. That's
Exactly right. By the way, Brian Ramona checking in. All the great friends from the past are checking in this morning. Now, this guy ripping
Yeah, I
me,
saw
this
that
guy
on the
Will
text.
L again.
I saw that on the chat stream over there. I was listening in for about a half an hour while I was waking up and shaking the cobwebs, and I saw a bunch of your old listeners and still friends.
Yeah, I mean, we get people from
saying
Manhattan
hello.
Beach, California, checking in this morning, waking up early. That's what's great about the internet era and, being streamed all over the world is people can listen anywhere, and you didn't have that before.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it better is because people can hear you no matter where you are on Earth. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, back in the day, the only chance you had to listen to a radio was either you were well off or were in a war somewhere. That was about it. That was the only chance you had to listen to the radio.
Exactly. Now, you going to work today?
Nah, man, no. I'm actually going to go walk the dog in a minute, and then I'm going to make a banana bread because Robin's bananas are finally brown.
Don't make any
scratch?
stinking. Don't make any stinking fruitcake.
Now here's the okay.
Was that a request from Robin to make banana bread
No.
when
So
they're ripe?
since Luigi brought it up, I am not a huge banana fan, but the only way that I like bananas are if they're still a little bit green. As soon as there's spots on it, I'm out.
It's ridiculous. They're
I'm
not
out.
ripe.
So it's like Luigi biding
little
his
bit
time
green.
waiting on these bananas to have like
No,
one
so-
little brown spot so he can make his bread?
So Tony,
A little bit green.
Before we left, Tony bought bananas, and he knows that I don't like them so he usually buys them green so that they'll last a couple days. And
Green. These things are still embryos. That's how green they were.
So we had a lot of bananas that we left when we came up here, and Luigi apparently has too many.
But Robin buys bananas, you need a steak knife to get through. It's incredible.
No, you can actually. It's a deadly weapon. If somebody does a house invasion, which luckily we don't have in Florida right now, at least thankfully, you can actually hurt somebody. It's an actual weapon.
I cannot be the only
It is
one.
a blunt object.
I want bananas to have a tiny bit like that at the back of your tongue. It should be a little bit sour. I don't want them too sweet. I don't want them too soft. They need to be firm.
Just right.
They need to be just
This
right.
conversation we go to a place where you can't do this on public radio, so I'm going to just keep my mouth shut.
Exactly.
But yeah, so I got bored and made a banana bread. We got that going on, and I get this place a little tidied up for you, so it's all nice and squeaky clean when you get home.
Beautiful.
And that's what we got going on, man. That's it. Everything else is hunky dory. What's going on in Philly, though? That's what I want to know.
It's not bad. The weather's not that bad. It's
It's
not
only 27 degrees,
Yeah, but it's
Nice
not
and
like it
warm.
was when we got last weekend. It was freezing here. I mean, it was 5 degrees. Monday morning, it was 5 degrees when we came on.
Yeah,
So
my face froze.
no need to complain. Listen, I've lived in cold weather, hot weather. It doesn't matter. You just adapt. You go outside. You enjoy life, and you stop crying and bitching about everything. That's what you got to do. I'll try that one day myself.
Yeah, I was going to say you should give it a go, pal.
Can we quote you on that, Tony? Stop your bitching.
How is that possible?
Even Nick Kayal says, how is that possible? All right, Luigi, we'll talk to you later on, brother. Take care, man. Thanks for taking care of the Pussycats.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year in Philadelphia.
Don't forget Kwanzaa, and don't forget Hanukkah.
And don't forget Dre.
And don't forget about Dre.
Tagalia.
And then Tagalia. All right, brother. There he is, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to take a break, come back the 9 o'clock hour, the big finale, Robin. We'll do a little more cut sheet.
We're going a little bit more cut sheet, yeah.
More phone calls if you want to jump on in here. It's been very, very, very festive today. 855-839-1210. 855-839-1210. Dan Borowski, Phil Almquist, Jim Kelly, the whole gang here filling in for Nick, Kayal, Dawn, and, of course, Greg Stocker. It's Talk Radio 1210, WPHT.
Let it go, can't hold it back anymore. Let it go, let it go.
Nick Kayal here. The holiday season isn't over yet, so I have an announcement. Attention holiday shoppers, when you want to give the gift of Wawa, a digital gift card is an easy way to send it near or far. Just visit Wawa.com, pick one of our festive card designs, enter your card amount, and write a message. Your Wawa gift card will show up in their inbox instantly. It's like magic. Purchase a digital gift card today and give the gift of Wawa to someone you love. Happy gifting and happy holidays from Wawa.
JTV has thousands of jewelry styles and gifts for women and men. Shop on TV or online. Plus, new JTV customers save up to $50 when you shop at jtv.com/radio.
Kayal and Company, weekday mornings, 6 till 10.
These unidentified drones that are flying over New Jersey, they're saying they should declare some kind of a state of emergency.
Here's a marketing idea. I know yesterday was the sales day, so this probably won't be heard for another 6 days. We need to have a Kayal and Company drone watch party.
Oh, boy.
We gather wherever these are. We'll go to Jersey, get mulligans on the line. Yeah. We're all going to sit outside, put the fire pits on. We'll have some drinks, and we'll watch drones.
Johnny Z, are you listening, buddy?
Let's go.
Open up mulligans. Let's do this, buddy.
Start your day with Kayal and Company. Weekday mornings 6 till 10 on Talk Radio 1210, WPHT, and the free Odyssey app.
As a business owner, you wear a lot of hats. One minute you're ordering today's inventory, and the next you're planning tomorrow's expansion. It's complicated, but your business credit card should be simple. With the Signify Business Cash Card by Wells Fargo, you earn unlimited 2% cash rewards on purchases for your business with no caps or categories to track. Signify Business Cash, the deliberately simple business credit card. Learn more at wellsfargo.com/signify. Terms apply.
WPHT, WPHT HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Cherry Hill Volvo Studios, where relationships matter. Always live on the free Odyssey app.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas.
No, it's not. It's over.
What are you talking about?
Christmas is over.
It's over. What are you still doing here?
But, you know, there's still a lot of songs that you can play after Christmas.
But this would not be one of them.
Because we rarely get a white Christmas anymore. And if we did, it would be racist anyway. We must get rid of the white Christmas thing.
No, we know.
We need a more diverse Christmas. That's why we have Kwanzaa. That's why we have the NBA now mad that the NFL was playing on Christmas Day.
Kujitagalia.
Kujitagalia.
Tony, you know what else we've been remiss on?
What's that?
We did not remember to tell everybody to thumbs up the YouTube video.
Because the YouTube was wonky.
It was a little wonky
today.
at first, but it is now on the straight and narrow. And if you could please give it a thumbs up, so that we get the recognition that we well deserve for being on the show today, and it helps WPHT as well.
Absolutely.
And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet.
And you don't have to pay for it.
No, it's free.
And
it's
don't
free.
forget to follow us on X.
And share.
Share. At Tony Bruno Show on X. If you don't follow me, follow there.
And at Miss Robin Austin. And it's Tony Bruno Show and Miss Robin Austin on pretty much all platforms.
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 By the way, we gave a Casa Bruno update. The house is currently on hold.
Yeah.
Sitting there. Oh, no. Yes. It's closed in, as they say. It's
dried in.
Dried in. So the windows and doors are in, but the interior work has slowed down as we await a construction loan so that we can finish this baby.
And unfortunately, the application went through just before Thanksgiving,
Yes.
and everybody's on holiday since then. So that's no fun.
The other interesting story is, and I heard, Nick and Dawn talking about the last couple of weeks, has been about the drones all over New Jersey. You notice that the drones took off for Christmas? Maybe because they wanted to defer to Santa and not interfere as he was making his deliveries all over the place. Did you see any story about drones over the holiday, over the Christmas and Hanukkah season?
You're right.
What happened to the drones?
To be fair, I think there was clouds, right?
I don't know. There was a big deal. Then it wasn't a big deal. Then it was a big deal again.
I mean, could these be people flying drones that are celebrating Christmas and taking it off? You know what I'm saying? It's a holiday. If they're
no, it would be
operated
by
Americans, and
what would have been better is if the government came clean and told us what was going on.
Yes.
And that's the problem in everything that the government is involved in. They never tell you the truth. And then they wonder why people are worried and they're talking about this. They still don't tell you the truth about the whales washing up on the Jersey Shore almost every day. And why is that happening? All the environmentalists who are concerned about, a bug somewhere in the middle of the desert, and we have to make sure that they stay alive, but they don't seem to be concerned about all these whales washing up. And that's the thing. Just be consistent. If you're going to be in the media, if you're going to be a journalist, and you're going to investigate every little thing, how about investigating the big things, too? How about finding out what's going on, which is the job of the media to ask the questions?
Well, or just don't be selective. Like, give all the news, not just the things that you want the people to know.
Exactly. And the problem is that you have the government trying to hide stuff from us, which they've always done, regardless of who's in power. And then you have the media now, the modern day media, which is protecting and covering up for select candidates or political parties.
But
that's not how the media is supposed to work.
When do you think that changed, Tony? I mean, you've been in the media forever. So when do you think it, because
I think
investigative journalism used to be a real thing, and they actually used to expose things that the government did. Now they don't anymore.
Well, the thing is, it's not that it changed slowly because, when I got into radio, every radio station had a news department, right? And as you move along, and obviously recently now, so many radio stations don't have any news department, don't have any kind of content that's not either syndicated or, they have local people doing the news, but all of those people are gone. The days of full newsrooms, I mean, even the all news stations, some of them are going away. And so when you have the media going away, the mainstream media, and now you have the explosion of independent journalists and people now doing journalism on TikTok the media has now become everybody. Everybody can be a reporter. Not everybody's an accredited member of the media, but when you have the mainstream media who doesn't understand that they are part of the problem and why people don't trust them anymore, it's because of that whole mentality of the media is not giving. Just look at the polls, and I don't mean the election polls because those are always messed up and wrong. I'm talking about the surveys of people who say the trust in the media is now the lowest it's ever been in the history of journalism.
Right.
And there's still some good journalists, but you look at some of the great journalists, they have left, like the CBS's, the Catherine Herridges, and they're on X, and they're getting more views on their investigative reporting, which they can still do without worrying about their companies like CBS telling them what not to put on the air and what to put. I don't think they're told what to put on the air. They're told what not to put on the air.
Right.
And that's the problem. You have to have independent journalists working for big companies to produce quality material that people, even 60 Minutes is a joke now. 60 Minutes used to be must-watch TV on Sunday nights after football and after Murder, She Wrote, except on the West Coast, where you will see 60 Minutes in its regular time. Like the good old days, Robin. You remember the good old days?
Barely.
Me too. We'll have a little more cut sheet. Now, we have a couple cut sheet things that we have left, right? And we have phone. If you want to jump on in, this is the last hour of the year for us. Right? Are we doing a show Friday night, Robin? Back in Florida. Well, it's tonight, so we're not doing a show tonight.
We're not doing a show tonight.
We're going to be. We don't have any capability to do a show.
Not from here.
My mom doesn't have internet in her house. Well, my mom doesn't live there anymore because she's not with us anymore. We don't have internet in our house, so I can't even go online in my mother's house unless I do a, what do you call it when you take your phone?
Hotspot.
Wi-Fi hotspot, not the Wi-Fi wet spot. You don't want that happening no matter where you are, whether you're at a home, a hotel.
What's that, Tony?
You know what I mean. Come on. This is a family show. The kids are listening. All right? Come on, Dan.
So we have some more of the cut sheet. Plus, if you would like to give us a call, 855-839-1210. How's that? Oh, bonk, chicka, wah, wah.
Yeah, the wet spot. Sure.
Yes. Yeah. We're going to take a break. Come back, more cut sheet, more phone calls. And what are you doing? Because there wasn't a lot of traffic yesterday. Now I'm hearing like today is going to be a big traffic day. It's hard to figure out. We used to know when people would go on vacation and come back. Now all of that's changed. It used to be Wednesday before Thanksgiving. Now it's like the week before Thanksgiving. People are flying. When we flew in, there weren't many people at the airport. So I don't know anymore when the rush days are and when the not rush days are.
Did you fly any drones?
No drones.
No drones?
Except my grandkids. They had these little flying saucer things.
It was very cool.
Yeah, they you just push them up in the air.
You throw them in the air and then they hover, and then once they start coming down,
so they have
a
high-powered little fan that keeps. So you put your hand under it and it goes back up. So those are the only drones we had.
Did you just solve the drone mystery?
I think we did, but these are baby drones. These things are only like 4 inches in circumference.
That's
maybe.
Really cool, though.
I'll let you know exactly what the circumference is when we come back. It's
Excuse you.
What the hell is going on in this world?
I don't know, Nick. We're just having fun.
I know a lush when I see one.
It's a Friday. No, I haven't had a drink yet, Frank.
No red wine yet?
No, the red wine will be flowing later on today on a Friday night here.
Take that thing out. Unhook it.
I hear you, man. It's Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, producer Dan, the great Phil Almquist, and Jim Kelly right here on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Get on with me.
Local news can come at you fast. Want the latest on what's happening in your backyard? Download the free Odyssey app. Follow your local news station, and you'll get alerts on the top stories making headlines in your city. You can stay in the know, no matter what you're up to, and be among the first to find out when news breaks. Plus, keep tabs on weather and traffic, so you're never caught off guard. To get started, download the Odyssey app. That's AUDACY, and follow your local news station.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Do you know when the best time to buy investment properties is? It's now. It's always now. You just need to learn how to buy them correctly. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday night and learn how to buy investment properties and make money every time. That's right. That's what we teach. We teach how to buy investment properties and make money every time. Go to investorschooling.com and RSVP right now. Take a class this Thursday night at 7 o'clock. That's investorschooling.com. This is Larry Steinitz with Investor Schooling. Don't go through life ignorant about how to become a millionaire. Learn how to invest in real estate, the stock market, precious metals, and learn from an expert. At Investor Schooling, we teach these things and more. We only provide education, and we will teach you how to leverage real estate, how to leverage the stock market, and how to leverage precious metals to make more money than you've ever made before. Go to investorschooling.com and take a complimentary class this Thursday. We will see you there. investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
Hey, girl, it's your new night guy, Jimmy Fallon in the house from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT and free on the Odyssey app.
Frankie says, relax. Relax. Don't do it. I should do a music show again, you know? I should do
really
like
that post,
one night a week. I should just play whatever I want. I'll be
Yes.
like the old Jack FM and Jim
better.
FM and Jill FM. Remember? I play whatever I want.
You know what would be even better, though? You don't play what you want. Somebody else plays it, and you just comment on it because you are on the money with pretty much everything between the 60s and 90s. You know the words. You know.
Go back to the. I mean, again, when I say, "Oh, you know that song?" I wasn't born then. It doesn't matter. There's a lot of songs that are being played that you didn't know you weren't born. There were songs that are playing that before I was born. It doesn't mean I don't remember them. You know what I'm saying?
I think this one was before I was born, and I know this one.
Is this before you were born when Frankie was doing this?
Now I feel old.
What year was this? Do you know?
This had to be
84. Yeah, this is 5 years before I was born.
By the way, you know, there's still Pet Shop Boys are still performing. And you know the Pet Shop Boys are only two guys, the guy who sings and the guy who's on the synthesizer. Because I was watching them on YouTube, you know, the YouTube channel, not YouTube TV. You go to YouTube and you find all these great concerts and performances like Frankie Goes to Hollywood,
Right.
Pet Shop Boys.
Pet Shop Boys, and they have some really wild Euro trash, as you could like to call them, concerts. Lots of bling.
End Girl. Flock of seagulls.
You ever have hair like that, Tony?
Oh, yeah.
Did you ever? No, you never had hair that big.
No, I had long hair and the big
mutton
chop.
chops.
I was a good-looking young man before I grew the facial hair.
By
I
the
looked
way-
like Mike Nesmith of the Monkees.
Yes,
Remember
very
that?
much so.
Yes.
By the way, I'm getting compliments on the 1210 jingle. The phone
You
number
sang
jingle.
the jingle?
855-839-1210. I think I'm trying to make it stick so that everybody, but they said that it's catchy. They can remember it.
It's impressive that you've remembered the melody for this long and keep doing it the same way.
I'm trying to. I'm trying to do it so that it'll stick. I'm hoping. See, you're going to record it, and that way I don't have to remember it beyond today.
Is that a hint?
Yes. 855-839-1210.
This was good stuff.
Oh! The cut sheet!
Part 2, everybody. Well,
Yeah.
we've covered a lot of stuff today. I don't think we've missed any of the major stories.
No, I don't think you have.
Do we have any more good fringe stuff?
Oh, we do.
Let's go back to the fringe, stuff.
All right, let's go. This is kind of graphic, I guess, but you know, youtube.com/12WPHT. Going to bring you guys home down to Florida, Fort Lauderdale. A horrific boat explosion in a South Florida marina right outside Fort Lauderdale.
We call it Fort Lickerdale down there.
Left one person dead, 5 others injured, but we have footage of the explosion. I hope this is on... Wait, first off, before we go to the footage, what kind of boat do you guys have? That's news to me.
It's a small boat. It's only like a 22-footer.
But it's not like a rowboat. You're talking
No,
like,
it's a power. It's an inboard, outboard.
And you're going like
IO.
out on the ocean, or where are you
No,
going?
no, it's
And actually, this boat that exploded is an IO problem, and they obviously did not know what they were
Now,
doing.
I didn't see this footage. It's funny because when I got in the car to drive in, I'm trying to find news, and every story was about Florida. It was about this boat explosion.
And the pizza delivery story
The
that
pizza
we'll do
delivery
next.
story from the chick who delivered a pizza, and then things went terribly
We'll do
wrong
that one
again.
story next, but we know exact. So let's play this footage, and then Tony and I can explain exactly what happened to this particular
As
boat
a boat,
explosion.
as a certified Coast Guard and Delaware River Power Squadron member, I can assure you that I know my boating.
I'm excited to hear your explanation because it's slow motion, this video. It's cut 17 fill, and it almost looks like a mouth the way this thing explodes and how it opens. So take a watch. Here's the video. It's almost like a giant mouth opening. Big explosion there. Regrettably, you do see someone come off the back.
no, it's horrible. It's horrific.
I didn't see this
but
yet.
But it's stupidity on their part because what happens, and I found this. because I'd seen one of these explosions, and I asked Tony before we got a boat. I'm like, oh my God, how do we make sure that never happens to us?
I want to see it again.
And
wow.
And he said that what happens is gas fumes can build up inside and underneath the compartment.
Well, that's a big boat, so
Right.
that's an inboard motor. That's
Right.
not an IO.
What you need to do is you need to run the blowers for a while to make
Well,
sure.
anybody who has a boat knows you turn the blowers on to get the.
Apparently those people did not.
Well, obviously you see what it did because the top part of the boat connects to the bottom
hull.
part, and that's what blew off.
Yeah.
With the force of
So
it.
run that one more time on this.
Yeah,
stream
run it
there?
one more time. I want to see that again.
Well, Tony, you're going to see it on delay anyway.
I know, but I understand what's going on there, but I've never seen anything like that.
I've
and
seen
that's
another one.
obviously some sort of an explosion underneath because there were fumes and somebody threw a cigarette or something.
No, they started the motor up. The story is they just started the motor and then it blew. So what that means is that
There was a spark.
It was a spark
Yeah.
that set off the fumes, and they did not run the blower prior to starting the motor.
But the interesting part is that the bow part flips up way off the boat, and then it comes back down again and lands in the exact same spot. But
it's crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of gas in those big boats. That's a bigger boat. And so there's probably 200 gallons of fuel on that boat.
Add starting a boat to my list of irrational fears.
No, I mean, boating is safe if you know what you're doing. The problem with boating is that you can go and buy a boat and not know how to ride a boat.
Yeah.
You don't have to know the
There's
rules
no-
of the road. And that's ridiculous. You should take a safe boating course. You should not be allowed to buy a boat unless you take. It's like buying a gun.
You should have to have some kind of a license. Like you have a driver's license and you have to have passed certain tests. They don't have that with boating.
No.
And that is
And then
not a good
boating
idea.
and drinking, because there's no lanes, and the one thing about boats, they don't stop on a dime. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have a break, so you got to know what you're doing out there. Luckily, I've been in boating for a long time, and
Is it actually that hobby that is just a money pit, or because people always say a boat and a pool is an investment that doesn't really give back that much? Do you agree with that notion? Or
well, a pool in Florida you have to have.
Right, that actually does give back.
Now, like putting a pool in, like in Philly or Jersey, it's only a couple of months a year. And so that's a lot of upkeep and stuff, but people still want them for the summertime, and I don't have a problem with that. You cover them up in the winter. But in Florida, you never cover up your pool. You don't have to worry about it. So if you build a house in Florida, especially down in the south of Florida, like the Miami on the East Coast, or on our side where you have, Fort Myers down all the way down to Marco Island, you have to have a pool because it's so hot in the summertime, and people are still in their pools now if you have it heated. And so it's something you can use year-round. But when you have a house where you're only using it 3 or 4 months a year, to some people it's not worth it. But to other people, it's like, you know what? I still want to have that pool in the summer so the kids can come over and jump in the back. So that's the difference.
But the boat, I think the boat is true. Bust out another 1,000. That's kind of what a boat stands for.
It's true.
Just really quick before it disappears on the YouTube chat. Jim Wimborough saying, I'm trying to sleep, but I hear Tony and Miss Robin are on the air at 6 a.m. in California. I have no choice. The greatness.
It's 6:30 now, 6:25.
Yeah.
Now, we got people listening from all over the world. And I know you could have been anywhere else tonight. But you're here with me, and I appreciate it. Who said that? Let's see if producer Dan knows where that song is from.
No, I don't know it. I don't know.
Come on, man.
Now the next story, should we stay in Florida for a second
Do
and
it.
do
Let's do it.
the pizza story?
Yeah, let's do the pizza
what
story.
song was that? I gotta know now. That you just quoted.
Is it on the cut sheet?
No, the song that you just quoted. What song was that from? Dan doesn't know it. I don't either.
Oh, okay. Well, then. All right, sorry. Go ahead, Robin.
Okay.
Someone on the chat will let us know.
I'm pretty sure you had it. I thought I saw it.
Yeah, cut number 12.
Okay.
You see that there?
Yes, cut number 12.
Right now at 5, a Kissimmee woman accused of attempted murder is sitting behind bars on Christmas. Detectives say Brianna Alvalo attacked someone in their motel room last night. They say she did it because she was unhappy with a tip she was given for delivering food there. Thanks for joining us tonight, and Merry Christmas. I'm Hannah McKenzie.
And I'm Manny Martinez. Fox 35's Matt Trezza explains how police were able to track the suspect down. Osceola deputies have arrested 22-year-old Brianna Alvelo and booked her into the county jail. They say she and a man broke into the Riviera Motel in Kissimmee this past Sunday and attacked a person in one of the rooms, all because Alvelo didn't get a big enough pizza delivery tip. Deputies say they found a victim with several stab wounds. First responders rushed the victim to the hospital, where they're currently in stable condition.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you believe that?
And what's even so the
Now this is up near the Orlando. That's Kissimmee,
Right.
Florida, up in
So
the
she
central
goes to deliver
part of the state.
to a husband and wife and their 5-year-old child. The woman is pregnant, and because she didn't have any smaller change, the woman gave her a $50 bill, and the delivery driver didn't have any change. So all she gave her then was a $2 because she only had an additional $2. Anyway. $2.
She should have given her the rest of the $50
Whatever.
bill.
She didn't give that she only gave $2. This delivery driver was so upset that she came back later with another friend and then stabbed the woman 7 times in front of the 5-year-old child.
That's ridiculous.
That's it.
I mean,
What
that's
is
just
wrong
sick.
with
That is
people?
sick. The thing is, first of all, now, when you order a pizza now, you normally pay in advance so that the driver delivers and the
Right.
tip's included, and then you don't have to deal with that stuff. But I saw the video. It didn't look like a home. It looked like
It's a motel.
It was. They were staying in a motel.
In
So they
Kissimmee.
ordered a pizza in a hotel room in Kissimmee, Florida,
Right.
or Kissimmee, that's what it's actually called.
It's pronounced like an Italian saying Kissimmee.
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 Besame mucho. No, I already did that earlier today. But no, that's just insane. To go back and then come back with a knife.
Yeah. There's something serious. Again, this goes back to we have mental health issues.
That's why we have to have Kwanzaa. We have to have all these holidays so that everybody understands. It's not just about one race, religion, color, creed, or belief.
Kujitagalia.
Yes. See, I still can't remember that, even though it's one of my favorite words. Kujitagalia?
Yeah.
Can I hear it one more time from our vice president? Is she still vice president at this hour?
Kujitagalia.
Yes.
Well, don't.
I think
count your blessings.
I
because
think
if you wish, you might become
her
president.
brother played for the NFL. What? Tua Viola?
I think he was with. Did you see who Netflix had on their coverage? Manti Te'o was on the panel. Did you see that?
Yeah, and my wife asks me, why do I recognize him?
That's what I said. I said, that's the guy who had the imaginary girlfriend. Remember that story? Manti Te'o.
Well, he was catfished, right? Wasn't it that he was
that's debatable. I mean, he says he was catfished, but...
Oh, so you're saying that he just made up this girlfriend?
Well, who hasn't made up a girlfriend?
I mean, it's clear that there was a guy that was playing the part of this girl, and he was, I guess he was catfished.
Yeah, that would be catfished. Very
And by the
much
way,
so.
it's not my style to criticize, as you know, because I don't do that. But as I said before she was on the air, I'm glad she wasn't in the play-by-play booth, because on the set, which is in Hollywood, in California.
Right.
So they had the people doing, and they had Ian Eagle, who's one of my good friends, a great broadcaster, doing one game, and then his son Noah Eagle doing the other game, the Baltimore blowout.
He's great, too.
And he's great, too. And so they had professional broadcasters in the booth. Luckily, I thought that the chick from ESPN, what's her name, Mina Kimes, I thought she was going to be doing a color commentary or the play-by-play up in the booth. And thank God she didn't. Because, listen, does she know her sports? Of course. Am I against women in sports? Of course not. There are more women in sports than ever, ever, ever before, and I'm all for that. No one has supported women in sports more than I have my entire career. But again, the reason, it's not because she's a woman. It's because they put her on the air during a game involving the Kansas City Chiefs, whose kicker, Harrison Butker, remember months ago, he professed his love for his wife and had comments about marriage and the sanctity of marriage and having children and being there for your children. And she ripped him on ESPN because she disagreed with his beliefs on family and politics. And yet they put her on the air on Netflix, which just spent $1 gazillion to have NFL games on Christmas Day. And she's on there. But guess what she didn't address? Harrison Butker. So she's doing the halftime of a game involving a guy that she ripped on ESPN television and didn't have the gall to even address it. You know why? Because Netflix was too worried about promoting every Tom, Dick, and Harry show that they have on, and that's what you get when you pay billions of dollars to have the NFL on your channel. So everything was a promo for everybody who had a show on Netflix.
You're not excited for Squid Game?
I never saw it. I like calamari, but I don't know about the Squid Game. As long as it's nice, it's not too thick. You got the big calamari, it's too thick, it's rubbery. I want nice golden brown when you put that in the oil.
That's Tony's Squid Game.
That's my Squid Game, baby. None of that ink stuff, though, either. We're coming right back. Tony Bruno, Miss Robin, the whole gang. It's Friday. The great Phil Almquist coming up this half hour, too, on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
Crash Proof Retirement is recording all financial meetings, providing a legally binding guarantee between Crash Proof Retirement and our investing consumers.
Joe Greco, Hatboro, Pennsylvania. Crash Proof Retirement records each meeting. I would feel very uncomfortable sitting with another financial advisor who doesn't do that. Crash Proof Retirement can guarantee you're getting the information that is best for you, not for them.
Susan Eckhart, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Crash Proof Retirement sets themselves apart because they record their meetings with clients. It proves that they're true fiduciaries. It validates the relationship between the client and the educator.
Randy Mogul, Fountainville, Pennsylvania. The honesty factor is there. The fiduciary factor is there. It's legally binding. They are on the forefront of the way the industry should be.
Schedule an appointment or register for our next event at the Copperfield Inn on January 22nd. 800-722-9728 or crashproofretirement.com.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm. If you own a timeshare, don't miss this public service announcement from Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group.
If you receive an unsolicited phone call or mail piece to discuss selling, renting, or especially canceling your timeshare, don't fall for it. If you really want out of your timeshare, hang the phone up immediately or throw that mail piece in the trash and contact your timeshare resort or Wesley Financial Group for assistance with your timeshare. As the only Inc. 500 timeshare cancellation company, our knowledge, experience, and results has made Wesley a trusted resource for over 40,000 families we've helped get out of their timeshare. Give us a call, and I'll send you our timeshare exit information kit free with the straight facts about your timeshare and all of your options for cancellation.
Call for your free info kit, 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121. 800-329-2121.
If you're driving a car or truck with an expired warranty and suddenly lost your transmission or needed a full engine repair, would a $4,000 repair bill leave you stranded? I'm Danica Patrick. Don't get caught off guard with a vehicle breakdown. Choose the company I trust, Endurance. No matter the mileage, if your vehicle is less than 20 years old, Endurance offers auto protection plans for any budget. Protection on the drivetrain, electrical, transmission, AC, and more. Plus 24/7 roadside assistance and rental car reimbursement on any plan. Endurance handles everything from making the claim to paying the certified mechanic of your choice. Act now and get 1 full year of elite benefits, a $2,000 value, free.
Endurance has paid hundreds of millions in claims. Call for your fast free quote today. Call 800-291-1305. That's 800-291-1305. 800-291-1305.
Have you subscribed to our YouTube channel yet?
Not yet.
Do it today.
Okay.
At 1210 WPHT.
I want a hero. I call them hoagies. I call them grinders. Grinder? No, I'm not on Grinder. A lot of chatter on X about this whole thing with Nick Sirianni and Zach Ertz yelling at each other after the Eagles game.
Was it caught on video? Is that why?
Yeah, it's been all.
I missed that one.
We have the video if you want it.
Do we have it? Well, you can't hear what he says, right? I know my boy Big Dom was in the middle. But after the game, they were shaking hands. I can't believe we're still talking about the game last weekend. God's sake.
But we do have 2 things on the cut sheet that we still want to play.
Yeah.
One is local in Philly, and then another one is
Local
from
in Florida.
our
But they're both national stories.
Yeah, they're national stories.
Now, Lindy Lee is a Philadelphia woman, Asian woman, very, very big in the Democratic Party here.
Right. You've gone back and forth with her previously,
yeah,
right?
and she's been diehard Democratic
Right.
strategist, helped raise a lot of money for Kamala Harris. First Joe Biden, of course, and then Kamala Harris when she became the candidate. And after the election loss by Kamala Harris, Lindy Lee turned on her own party. A lot of big name, because, they asked for a lot of money. People sent $2 billion, apparently.
Yeah.
And she is now absolutely going ballistic. Any network that puts her on, she just goes after the Democratic Party, including ripping her now for wasting money on billionaires and oligarchs. Let's play that cut. This is Lindy Lee. It's cut number 5 on the cut sheet.
Ashley, Merry Christmas. It's wonderful to be with you.
Merry Christmas.
This has been a long time coming. My initial disillusionment became clear when I realized that essentially set $2.5 billion on fire. They raised $1.5 billion through the campaign, another $1 billion through the super PAC Future Forward. And there's been no accountability. We still haven't gotten any answers as to why Oprah, a billionaire, got $2.5 million through her production company. Why couldn't she pay for it? She's an oligarch. She could have just paid for the production costs herself. And not to mention the fact that they spent $450,000 putting Kamala Harris's face on the sphere. Now tell me why that would be helpful. Tell me how that would help her win. Obviously, that was utter failure. And then they spent $500,000 essentially bribing Al Sharpton moments before he interviewed her. And this is our hard-earned money. This is the money that I worked so hard to raise. I raised millions of this, and donors are feeling burned. And let me tell you, although I might be the only one coming forward, I haven't met a single donor who disagrees with me.
Lindy Lee.
Wow.
Letting it loose on Fox Business Channel. No, she's been going on everywhere. And
I would be angry, too.
I said the same thing. Again, the people voted and they made their choice. But when you saw even the concert in Philly on the Parkway, on the steps, there are a lot of people who still haven't been paid for that, right? The people who set up the stage, who did all that stuff.
I thought Elon said that he was going to, or Trump maybe even was saying that he was going to, because he had money left over from his campaign, that he was going to pay the people that hadn't been paid yet. I don't know if that's happened.
That stuff. The bottom line is.
Do you know, Dan?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know for sure.
Because there were people who were working to put all that stuff up, not the celebrities who came up and did a walkthrough. And I guess there were some performances, that big concert the night before on the Parkway steps, on the Museum of Art steps, and that didn't make any difference either.
No,
because the messaging was bad. Everybody knows now. We don't have to relitigate the thing. But when you're seeing the donors, the people who are spending and raising money from rich people, not just the $10 donors to any political party, the big money people.
Big money. And what's amazing to me is we keep hearing, like, originally it was just $1 billion,
right.
And then it was $1.5 billion, and then we found out that it was actually, there was another $1 billion, so it was technically $2.5 billion dollars that were spent on
I believe Dr. Evil even chimed in on how much money Kamala Harris actually burned and threw away in an open flame, dashing through the snow. How much did she waste? Do we know?
I don't have it.
But you know for a fact
that
I believe it's up to $100 billion.
You know for a fact, though, that there was a lot of money that was just pocketed by people that they were just using this as a
1 billion, gajillion, fifillion, million. Yeah.
That's the actual retail price. If you went over it, you're not going to be in the showcase showdown at the end of the show today. Good job there, Dan. I'm throwing curveballs. I'm throwing sliders. Dan Borowski in there. I don't care what anybody says about this kid. I mean, he's tall. He's 6'8". He can't dunk a basketball, and he's a white guy.
I feel like I rightfully earned this for myself, though.
Absolutely.
Good job.
Yes. Yeah. Call back to Monday's show.
Now let's go down to Florida to our representative, the fabulous.
He's my congressman.
Yes.
And you wish he was your congressman, too. the great Byron Donalds, talking about Joe Biden. How senile is Joe Biden? Well, let's find out from Byron Donalds talking about him.
Look, I think what's happening with Joe Biden, nobody thinks he even knows about these clemencies or these pardons. This is the radical left staff that has been running this administration for the last 4 years. And so I agree with President Trump in what he said about these 37 individuals who've been granted clemency. This is outrageous. They should not have a Merry Christmas, to be perfectly blunt with you. But this is because we have the radical left doing all the things they've been wanting to do for a very long time on their way out the door, while Joe Biden's at the beach or taking a nap or whatever it is he's doing.
Do you think he had any idea what he was doing?
We are a country that doesn't have a president right now.
Do you think he had any idea what he was doing?
Say that again, Greg.
Do you think he knew what he was signing,
No, I don't think
what
he knew
was doing?
He's absolutely right. Joe Biden had no idea who was getting clemency, what clemency was. Not Bill Clement, the former Philadelphia Flyer.
There should be a rule, because there's already been a doctor that said that he can't stand trial because he's not cognizant enough.
Right.
If somebody has signed a contract where they have then been proven that they were not cognitively capable, that they were cognitively impaired, that contract can be null and voided. So we should be able to do that to the clemency signatures that he's put on there.
Now,
if we can prove that
the thing is that these are people who are on death row, and
Right.
nobody's, for the most part, except for a couple of states, people on death row don't get executed anymore. Like Pennsylvania, a lot of the
Which
blue
is
states
ridiculous.
are ones where they don't like execution. And so, but in some like Texas and some other states, they have executions. People on death row are put to death. Now, none of these people will be put to death, so they're not going to be released from jail. Clemency means you just have it wiped away, and you're no longer going to be on death row. You're still going to be in a cell.
Right.
But the people who were victims of those people who killed those people and are in jail for killing people, which used to be a death penalty charge, they got the death penalty, but they're never executed. And so that's what this clemency thing is. And the people whose victims were murdered are now, a lot of these people aren't even going to be around. It's like Charles Manson. Charles Manson was on death row forever, but they don't execute in California.
The victims' families weren't even notified that this was going to happen. This
Exactly.
is and they're very, very upset.
And the worst part is Joe Biden doesn't know this is happening.
That's my point.
So what are you going to do to Joe Biden? He's basically sticking it in everybody's faces. He's in the U.S. Virgin Islands, getting out of Dodge, and what does he do? He goes to St. Croix. But let's go to a man who always brings tidings of comfort and joy. And I know comfort and joy are going to be down at Lou Turk's for lunchtime today. I may make it over there as we head back to the airport to bring the rental car back. Let's go to Ed in Delran. Ed, good morning.
Good morning and Merry Christmas to everyone. And I say it's so nice to hear Tony, Robin, and Greg spreading that Christmas cheer. It's so good to hear.
Well, now Greg's not here, but he did say, you know what he did say when he came here earlier?
Holy crap!
That's what he said. And he said,
All right, well, hey,
Hello.
Listen, I want to interject something into the conversation today. And you know what? I am so sick and tired of these Republicans who are like spoiled brats. I didn't get my way, and I'm going to have to oust Speaker Johnson. All I can say is, what about the mandate the voters gave Trump? And let's get this mandate rolling, man.
I hear you. That's why it's called a mandate. It's not like going on Grindr and trying to find a mandate. That's a different mandate, and there's nothing wrong with it, if it's consenting adults. But when it's a mandate, that means you don't date a man, or you don't get a date. And I don't like dates. I don't like prunes. I don't like any of those fruit-type products because they're bad for you.
I'm trying to follow you, Tony. You lost me.
I'm trying to. It's awesome.
You've lost me.
I got one for you. I'm going to tell you this. I hope that all you guys at 1210 and everyone who's listening has a healthy, happy, prosperous, blessed New Year without fear. And let's go to the Republicans. Let's get this agenda done and get it rolling on day one.
Can I make a request?
Yeah, because you're the best.
Ed, rhyme with purple for me.
Purple?
Purple Peter Pumpkin Eater. How about that?
It's not a rhyme.
Not Purple Rain.
Alliteration.
Not purple, not the mattress purple, not the color purple, the Oprah.
Urkel wears purple.
Urkel wears purple. That's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Hey,
There
and
you
he's
go.
also on the game show now, Flip Side. That guy's phenomenal as a host.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that.
Urkel, yeah, Urkel's talented.
I'm going to educate you guys today.
Oh, thank you. Thank you, Ed.
Hey, you're welcome. It's my pleasure because you guys are such a treasure.
Oh, yes.
Thanks, Ed.
And on a good note there.
Not a joke.
Not a joke.
No, not a joke at all.
Get it all. Don't miss any of it.
I didn't miss any of it, Frank.
We got another Vince in South Philly wants to say hi
Oh,
to
the
you.
great Vince. This is my buddy Vince. The Vince. There's a lot of Vinces, too. There's Franks, Tonys, and Vinces all over South Philly. Hey, Vince, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Tony. Great. A belated Bon Natal.
Bon Natal. Gental.
Hey, I didn't get a chance to listen Monday. I was wondering, did you bring up anything about the whole Howard Eskin thing, if he was forced out or...
Nobody seems to know that. Everything that I've read, he just said that he was leaving WIP, and I'm sure there's litigation involved, and it got to a point where the woman involved who was offended didn't want this to go away, so she just probably pressed the company, and they made a decision, and they probably both agreed, okay, it's time for him to part ways, and he's had an unbelievable career, because I've known Howard since 1970, and I worked with him. He's one of the legendary sports guys in this city, in the history of this city. Nobody's been to more press conferences or more events in Philadelphia sports than Howard Eskin.
I am one of those non-PC women that says, look, there was probably cameras, and if she can't prove anything, then what is she still talking
But
about?
they don't want it to go to court.
I
That's
know,
the thing.
but
It's the same thing with with ABC, with Stephanopoulos. Trump suing Stephanopoulos and ABC. They didn't want it to go to court and go through the process of having all this stuff revealed to the public, so they just cut losses and just moved on and took a settlement. Vince, that's the latest I know, buddy. We got to take a break because we're almost done here.
I know it.
And we got
so
the
fast.
great Phil Almquist has got to come in here and do this day in music history, because we cannot conclude the show without that important part of the program. You follow me so far? Coming right back. Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
With so much uncertainty in the world today, you may find yourself wondering, is now even the right time to retire?
And so many people are waiting, and those folks are going to be waiting a really long time, I hate to say, because there's no perfect time. The market is always unpredictable and volatile.
Fortunately, Jim Cipriotti has been helping get people to, through, and beyond retirement for over 25 years. And each week, he wants to help give you that freedom to retire. Listen to Freedom to Retire with Jim Cipriotti, Saturday mornings at 9 and Sunday afternoons at 5 on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT.
For the area's finest dining experience with fabulous cuisine, extensive wine list, and waterfront views of the Philly skyline, visit the River Winds Restaurant in West Deptford, New Jersey. Enjoy entrees that feature certified Black Angus steaks and the freshest seafood while overlooking the Delaware River. River Winds can host your next special event. They'll plan your holiday party, family gathering, or corporate meeting in one of their newly renovated waterfront rooms, each with a private deck. For an incredible dining experience or special event, theriverwindsrestaurant.com.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Hey, this is Jimmy Fallon in the house, and dig this, folks. This is not a drill. It's the real thing. You can now join me weeknights from 7 to 10 p.m. on Talk Radio 1210 WPHT or anywhere on the free Odyssey app.
With his head hung low, couldn't get a ticket. It was a sold-out show.
Bill's headbanging right now, ladies and gentlemen.
I wonder if Dan actually realized the relevance of that band right now,
I did
what
my
I'm about to
research.
say.
Did my research.
Wow. Shocking.
Wait a minute, you're ripping Dan, young Dan, who's learning every single day?
Yes, at 56 years old, I can rip whoever I want to rip.
Anybody listening or watching on the YouTube stream, this is the guy you got to thank for that, because he was able to get us back and not seem like a live wire porn download. As it was LimeWire.
That's true. That is true.
It is that time of the day.
This day in music history.
Yes.
Music history on Kayal and Company.
Today, December 27th, we celebrate the birthdays of Mick Jones from Foreigner, who's now 80, David Knopfler from Dire Straits, who's 77, Larry Byron from Steppenwolf, who's 76, and Gary Shea from Alcatraz, who's 74. We also lost Carrie Fisher on this day in 2016. Sings include The Living Years by Mike and the Mechanics in 88. Albums include The Pretenders' self-titled debut in 79, Engine by TNT in 2010, and Breaking the Taboo by Loudness in 2006. Also in 1975, Queen was top the UK album chart. On the same day, future Smith singer Steve Morrissey wrote a letter had a letter published complaining about the lack of media coverage for the New York Dolls. In 70, George Harrison was top the singles chart. In 82, Billy Joel played a benefit show in Allentown. In 64, the Supremes appear on the Ed Sullivan Show for the first time. In 32, Radio City Music Hall opened in New York. And in 85, Metallica finished working on their great album, Master of Puppets. But lastly, since this is my last segment of the year, number 240, by the way, actually, I'm off Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of next week. Have a great and safe New Year's to all of you, and hopefully sometime next year, I'll get my own show on this station. We actually spend some real time talking music, and of course, I will have the great Tony Bruno on as a guest.
Absolutely.
For Kayal Company, I'm Phil Almquist.
The great Phil Almquist, ladies and gentlemen. I'm getting emotional now. I'm starting to well up. Say it loud. Say it clear.
Say it clear.
You guys fans of Mike and the Mechanics?
Yes.
Yeah.
An offshoot of Genesis, absolutely.
Yeah, I was going to ask, who are they a spin-off of? Is Genesis?
I mean, Mike Rutherford is one of the great artists, guitarists from that era.
Mike and Mechanics.
Anything at Genesis.
That's right.
Offshoot was
that's
great.
where I used to get my hot inspection stickers here in Pennsylvania back in the day from Mike and the Mechanics. Before I had to get them from Israel. Who's coming up from 10 to noon on the Dawn Show?
Pat Callahan's coming up.
Pat Callahan again?
Uh-huh.
Well, we cannot thank WPHT, Greg, everybody enough for allowing us to fill in this week. And the wonderful people that are following and love us and write
even
to
the people who hate us. We love them too.
If they're listening, they're listening.
I know. You either love us or you hate us, but you're both listening.
Get away from me.
No, come on now.
And we hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful new year. That
And don't forget the rest of Kwanzaa, the rest of Hanukkah.
And
Boxing Day is officially over, though, so for all you soccer fans, it's too late.
2025 treats us all wonderfully.
Exactly.
We all need it. We all need a respite of what's been happening. And we have good feelings about 2025.
You can listen as well as you hear. Say it loud.
Say it clear.
I'm black and I'm proud. Oh, that's a different song.
That's a different song.
Love that song, too. Good stuff, everybody. Thank you to Dan, Jim Kelly, everybody here at 1210 WPHT, Nick, Dawn, even that Greg Stocker guy. You know what time we start, right, Greg?
We start at 6 a.m.
I know, but we're done now because it's coming up on 10 a.m. Thanks to Dan again and everybody who listened and chimed in today. God bless America. Don't drink and drive, and don't text and drive, damn it, because it's still the greatest country on earth. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
I think I caught his spirit later that same year. I'm sure I heard his echo in my baby's newborn tears. I just wish I could have told him in the living years.
We all hear the radio ads about the IRS. They tell you to be afraid, to be scared, and they try to frighten you into calling. I'm not here to do that. Tax Relief Advocates is different. TRA is here to tell you that if you owe money to the IRS, whether it's $5,000, $50,000, or $500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-6481. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. Generous programs are